Yo, yo, yo. What's good, everybody? Welcome back. You already know what it is. It is another edition of what we like to call Heart of the City, where we dive into the heart of New York City, which is the sports scene, which is New York City sports, man. We got Yankees, we got Giants, we got Jets, Mets, Knicks, Nets, Rangers, Islanders, you name it, we get into it. So, if you're new here, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. And if you don't mind, share the video out to your social media platforms. Cost you nothing. And we are here for you. And we all appreciate your support. So, waiting on Coach to get in. But I'm going to set it off for now. Like I always like to do, man, check in on my people. What's good, Miz? What up, bro? What's up, man? I'm going to send you that link right now. Iman Perry, what's up, man? What's cracking, man? What up with you, man? Join in, man. Chop it up, man. Got a jam-packed show for y'all today. And hopefully we get to dive into a brand new segment that I want to reveal to y'all tonight. But let me get the link out, and as we wait on people to get in. But how y'all doing tonight? How y'all doing? I know it's a lot of angst with the Giants right now. I know there is a lot of hope and optimism with the New York Knicks. Not so much with the Nets. The Jets, they're crossing their fingers that Aaron Rodgers can save the franchise. And Rangers still doing their thing. Yankees still trying to find pitching. And the Mets still trying to build their roster as we go into the baseball offseason as well. So we're going to talk about all that, man. But we definitely going to get into the basketball, the football news, because it is very, very interesting right now as we get into it. So Ghost Dog, what up? What up, Ghost Dog? Appreciate you coming through, bro. Appreciate you. We're going podcast style tonight. My camera's acting weird. So if I get up and running, I will cut the camera on for y'all. But also waiting on Coach. Coach might be running a little late, but I'm gonna get it popping right now, and then once Coach gets here, we really gonna get into the discussion. But let's set it off here a little bit, man. Let's talk about some things. I know you guys want to talk about the Giants, so we'll start there. I definitely got eyes on the Knicks game here too, as they are whooping up on the Blazers 63-41. I will keep you guys updated on that. 63-41 right now. Knicks beating the Trailblazers, something that the Nets couldn't do, but damn Nets. But we'll get into that too. But let's set it off with the Giants. I know I got some Giants fans in the building right now, so Giants beat the Eagles 27-10. 27-10 Sunday. But a lot of the news, of course, is with the coaching staff, what's going on with the coaching staff. I did a live stream yesterday. If you guys and gals haven't checked that out, please go do so on my channel. That live stream really goes into how I kind of feel about this situation right now. And just to summarize things, I think this is gonna hurt the Giants. I don't feel good about it. I think Wink Martindale is a leader of men first and foremost. You got good minds in the NFL. From a coaching standpoint, from a head coaching standpoint, from a defensive coordinator standpoint, and from a offensive coordinator standpoint, but you don't have very many leaders of men. You know, you don't have a Mike Tomlin style, a Tom Coughlin style. You know what I'm saying? And then now you talking about guys like Wink Martindale. You know, just leaders of men. Um, and that's kind of where I'm at with it. You know, can the Giants bring somebody in here that can really maximize this talent from a leadership standpoint? We know these guys have talent, but can you get the most out of them? That is why, to me, a guy like Wink Martindale hurts a young team like the Giants. Remember, the Giants are a young team right now, so we'll bring another coordinator in here, and yeah, he might have a better scheme. You know, you might want to go back to a 4-3, which I'll be honest with you. You know, I talked about this with Pat, and I'm in favor of that. You know, if we're gonna switch schemes, you know, I want us to go back to a 3-4, but you're you have to put the talent together to fit that scheme first and foremost, and you have to have somebody that can get the most out of your roster on defense. Wink Martindale did that along with the rest of those coaches over there. You know, Wilkes, that they let go. You know, of course, I'm a big Jerome Henderson fan. I hope he gets the opportunity to coach this defense from a defensive coordinator standpoint. I think he will be really, really good, and he's familiar with the personnel. That would be my first choice. And then my second choice would be a guy like Antonio Pierce. Antonio Pierce is a guy that played for the Giants, won a Super Bowl with the Giants, and he's clearly a leader of men. You see what he did with that Raiders team. You see that Raiders defense and how they stepped up under Antonio Pierce. Now, Antonio Pierce has never been a defensive coordinator before, so you're running a little bit of a risk there, but you definitely want somebody that can come in there and be a leader of men, first and foremost. And that's where I think this Giants team is really going to lose Wink Martindale. Scheme, yes. There's defensive coordinators in there that can put schemes together. Not saying that, but what I'm saying is from a leadership standpoint. And we've been talking about this Giants team needing leaders for so many years, since Tom Coughlin wasn't here. You know, this Giants has lacked leadership, in my opinion. Ghost Dog says, I'm not gonna sit here and gripe on it, but having him gone definitely has a chance to make this defense take a step back. Yeah, and I think they might. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that they would, but you definitely have to be concerned. You know, and you got to be concerned with Brian Dable and his ability to work with people. This isn't something you just brush under the rug. The rumblings were in the media and the middle of the season, you know, and fans, same fans saying the same things they saying now. It's the same fans saying that, hey, you know, it's just the media. You just brush it under the rug. It's just the media making, you know, trying to start stuff. No, it's not. It's not just the media. There's clearly a beef with these guys, and it's clearly a beef with Brian Dable and some of these coaches on his staff. And I wouldn't be surprised to see more coaches be let go and or move on themselves because you know, either they get better opportunities or they don't want to work with Brian Dable for whatever reason. Now that's not saying Brian Dable's an a-hole or you know, he can't get along with people, but it does say something to him as a head coach. Like, you need to grow as a head coach. You know, we all want these players to get better and these players to come in and, you know, be so great, but we don't put the same expectation on the coaching staff. You know, the coaches have to progress just like the players have to progress. You know, and we need to put those same expectations on this coaching staff, and I'm looking for Brian Dable to do that as well. Coach,
Yo, peace and blessings,
what's
man.
what's good, brother? How you feeling, man?
I'm all right. I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good, man. Just chopping it up with the chat. Um, I just figured I'd dive into the Giants real quick.
Not.
While we wait on you to get here, but it's just this thing with the coaching and trying to dismiss this thing, and it bothers me a little bit, man, because some of the same people that say, hey, the offensive line coach, the defensive line coach, and this coach and that coach are some of the same people saying that, oh, we Wink Martindale doesn't matter, we can just let him go and just move on like that, and that kind of bothers me, you know what I mean? Because we have to be consistent here. If you're complaining about the offense and the offensive coach and the offensive line coach, this what bothers me about some of these Giants fans. The same fan base that complains about the quarterback and says it's all the quarterback's fault is the same fan base that's telling me that Wink Martindale somehow being let go was the offensive line's fault. That's the weird stuff that I have a hard time with some of these Giants fans. It's like we can't point the finger at one or the other. It's got to be a mutual marriage, And now, as far as Wink Martindale's concerned, I understand he didn't get along with Brian Dable somewhat, and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, you know what? They hired him. They brought him in here, and if the philosophies didn't get along at some point, yeah. But you should have stepped up, Brian Dable, and I just feel like he didn't do that, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And people are gonna, dust it under the rug like they always do, because the main focus is on this fucking quarterback, but you losing a big major piece of your coaching staff, a coaching staff that isn't great to begin with. So, you know, let's let's keep it in perspective. Let's hope things work out for the best. And yeah, I'm still a Giants fan. I'm not going nowhere. I'm gonna still be here. But at the end of the day, when things tick me off, I'm gonna voice my opinion on it, and I don't give a damn who don't like it. To be honest with you, that's why we call them popular opinion sports over here. So if you don't like it, kick rocks. But I'm gonna tell you one thing: I've been right on a lot of this shit, and I said it with the Eagles when they lost their coordinators. So you act like it ain't no big deal if you want to. But Coach, what's your thoughts on that? Miz, welcome to the show, bro.
Good. What's going on? What's up, Coach?
But
Go
man,
ahead, Coach. I'm good.
um,
Trying to get some people to come watch.
like, first of all, there's so many layers to this, man. I mean, I
Yeah.
understand you being upset. I understand your frustration, and you have every right to feel the way you feel. All right, but first and foremost, Wink Martindale left. He chose to leave. Sorry. Whether you don't like the conditions or not, you chose to leave. Now, there's all this conflicting story because everyone's saying he resigned, but then he didn't send. I'm also hearing he didn't submit his resignation letter.
Yeah,
I'm hearing that he got up from when he heard that his boys were fired. He just got up and left.
he want to go to the Eagles
That
so he can
so
stick it to the Giants.
well he can't he
Wait,
can't
Mark.
he can't he can't he
But
can't. And
that's
number
I
one,
think that's the beef though, Coach.
there is no beef. He's under contract. He cannot go to the Eagles.
He can. I'll take a pick, Coach, if they want
But
to
Oh
give
that's
us
what
yeah,
I'm
something.
no.
saying. I think that's
You,
the problem here. I think the Giants don't want him to go to Philly or go to
I
Dallas. So
wouldn't want
they're
him either. Listen, no
they're not.
disrespect,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't want him to go to a division
Hell
rival.
no.
But now
Mhm.
getting back to the point. I understand you have issues with the head coach. What coaches don't? I mean, I've dealt with coaches that yelled at me just like they yell at players. I mean, if you've been in football for as long as you've been, you're going to run across that. Now, I get it. You're a veteran. You may feel like you don't. And please don't think I'm blaming Wink. I'm a big Wink supporter. But it's too much layers, and there's issues on both sides. Not just Wink, on Dable. They're not handling this properly, both of them. Wink has been used in the media for little things, and there's speculation that he wanted to get fired along the way, which is why he did what he did early. There's speculation that he's the one that linked the storyline to Jay Glazer.
Yeah, I
Like,
heard that too.
come on now. I mean, I get now. Look. He's a good coach, but if you're gonna be going through these antics, if this is true, I don't know. I'm just saying this is speculation. I'm hearing this. I don't have any confirmation, so I'm not in the Giants front office. I'm just going by a couple of media reports that I read or heard. But if
Hmm.
this is true, then Week is culpable, just like Brian Dable. Now Dable, okay, he's hard on his coaches. I mean, eh, you've seen executives who are hard on their staff members. I mean, you're a grown man. I mean, look, you've dealt with it. Come on, bro. Now, if you have issues, now I don't know if he went to Dable and sat down and said, "Let's have a discussion, man." And if he did, then Dable needs to be put to task also. But
Hmm.
to me, it's both of them. This is making this organization again look so dysfunctional and so out of
It is
sorts.
dysfunctional.
Now I get Dable being a first time head coach. He's gonna make mistakes. I'm telling you, in management and in how he handles players, how he handles coaches. I did my first time as a head coach, and I was on a smaller level.
Hmm.
So this narrative that, oh, you're either on Wink's side or Dable's side. No, I'm on the Giants side. I say the same thing about the players. I'm going to say the same thing about the coaches. Wink has a job. He chose to
Yeah.
leave. Now, the last thing I want to address, right? If he's leaving because his boys were cut for whatever reason, whether people want to admit it or not, Kayvon Thibodeau is listed as an outside linebacker. He has issues.
Yeah.
People complain about his pass coverage. That's a direct reflection of your coach. So if we go put Bobby Johnson, who is Dable's
I
boy, to
thought
task,
Kayvon Thibodeau progressed though this year. I thought he did
there
pretty
there were
well. He
issues.
was in Pro
No, he
Pro
played
Bowl,
well
right?
as getting sacks. I'm talking about overall as a linebacker, not just as a pass rusher, not just in
Hmm.
sacks. I'm talking about when he drops into coverage. How many
In
times
coverage,
people have
yeah.
said, "Don't we don't need him dropping in coverage." Well,
In
that's his
coverage,
role.
yeah.
That is his role. If he's an
Yeah,
outside
and that's on the
linebacker,
defensive coordinator. I understand where you're
no,
going
that's
with
on the
this.
linebacker coach. So if my
And the
point
D
being,
coordinator too, though, because if Wink
well,
has the
yes.
scheme, the play design where he needs him to drop in coverage, that's on Wink.
Well, what I'm saying is the
I
techniques
agree with
to
that.
drop in. Wink is not there all the time. That's on your position coach, just like with the offensive line and Bobby Johnson. The same thing is with now that the schemes is one thing. The teaching of the techniques is the position coach.
Hmm.
So if we're gonna hold Dable and say you needed to fire your boy Bobby Johnson, yo, you can't have Wink can't have that have the issue where he's getting up and being upset because the outside linebacker, your boys are cut. No, we're trying to win in here, and if they're not getting the job done, they got to go. Period. I'm done. Go
Hmm.
ahead, Miz. You put your 2 cents in.
Go ahead, coach. Go ahead, Miz. You got the floor.
What's going on? Nah, I just got caught up with these Twitter fools again.
You still got your
Yeah,
Christmas tree up, man.
it
Christmas is
ain't
over,
mine.
bro.
Yeah, I know. Whatever. We'll get to it this weekend, I guess.
Bro, stop. I've seen people have a Christmas tree up until April.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, some people
ridiculous.
still have their lights outside in
Yeah,
Florida. I
so
don't know. They're crazy.
whatever floats your boat. If you
It
happy
makes
with it,
people
yo,
happy to have a little atmosphere, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know.
yeah.
What's your thoughts on Wink, man?
And my thoughts is this. I spoke to Pat last night. I told him real early before anybody was talking about it that I had read some stuff and heard some stuff and sniffed out the whole story myself. I could be wrong, but my view is this. Man, Wink's been undermining Dabo for at least half a season, if not more. He doesn't respect Dabo as the head coach. They've gone back and forth. There's strong stories that in practices, Wink would put down Dabo's offense, saying that his defense owns them and they can't get 10 yards, and telling Dabo that your offense sucks, basically taking personal shots at Dabo. His two linebacker coaches were not respecting Dabo after a while either, calling him names in front of players. You can't undermine your boss anywhere in this country and still think you're keeping your job. So I think there was a major disrespect. I think that when you watch Dabo's actions on the sidelines, sometimes he's very man, it's not even animated. He's sometimes, like I said,
emotional.
Pat, in the past, I've told Pat that it's a little too much sometimes. You can't always, and I'm not blaming him. He's always cursing. He's always angry. Like, you can't be that way all the time. He's gonna have to learn how to get a little bit more control of himself. You got to pick your spots where you go crazy on a ref, or curse everybody all the time. And I think that, honestly, that he wanted to prove that. I think it's personal with him. I think it's like really personal. If you watch his body language, he reminds me of someone who grew up, and I don't know this for a fact. He reminds me of someone who grew up being like bullied when he was younger, and now that he's getting all this success, he wants to prove himself so bad that he wants to show the world who he is. So I think he might have went through something in the past. I don't know for sure, but he reminds me of that body language if you psychologically analyze it. And I have been, but I like the guy a lot, and I think that Wink hasn't been respecting him, and let's be honest, also Wink probably feels that he should be a head coach by now, and that probably bothers Wink. So I could see how Wink could be like, "Yo, you might be the head coach, but this is not your team." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, does that make sense? Because Wink comes off as a guy like that.
Yeah.
Like,
like
I know the players
says,
love him,
being bullied by
and that's
guys
because
like
he's got
Wink.
that alpha about him. The players love him
Yeah.
because he's a tough coach and he's fun and he's like the players, an older version of the players, which is cool. But once you start, man, if you're disrespecting the head coach and it's around the team and the players, it's over for you, I would think.
Yeah. I
I
can
heard that's
understand
what
that.
had happened.
If that's the case, I get it. My thing is though, with this whole situation, Brian Dable and him being brought in here as a head coach, was brought in here to be a head coach first and foremost. Let's get that straight. But in main part, he was brought in because he was a offensive mind, and he was thought of as somebody that could A, fix your broken quarterback, and then B, elevate your offense from the bottom of the league, which is where we've been for some years now. And I see it like this. I understand, the undermining of the coach, but we don't know how Dable is. We don't know how Dable is to these coaches, what he says. We see him get animated on the sideline, so who's to say he's not getting animated in front of these coaches? And yeah, a guy like Wink's not gonna take that shit. He's an alpha male, as you said, and he's not gonna take the yelling and the antics and the goofy shit. Hey, look, dude, I'm doing my job over here. I got this football squad over here doing the best goddamn job they can do, and you over here, jerking off with this offense. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't make no sense to me that Brian Dable is so hell bent on pointing fingers at somebody like Wink and being mad at him and angry and upset with him when this damn offense is abysmal. And you're gonna scapegoat Bobby Johnson as well. You should. But yeah, what about Kafka? What about the quarterbacks coach? What about the running backs coach? What about the wide receivers coach? You didn't get shit out of Jalen Hyatt. Wandell Robinson, some of these other guys, and that is my thing here. Brian Dable has not been great. Him and Mike Kafka, whoever you want to point the finger at in situational football this year. There's a lot of different things here going to where I can say, okay, Brian Dable, yeah, can we start blaming you for some of this crap? And can we, as Giants fans, stop pointing fingers at Bobby Johnson, pointing fingers at Mike Kafka, pointing fingers at Wink Martindale, pointing fingers at Thomas McGahee? When are we gonna start pointing the finger at the damn head coach? That's my thing here, you know, and to save grace for Brian Dable or whatever, you know, we have to let Wink Martindale move on. Fine, that is what it is. Like you said, hey, that's men stuff. That's what men do. You know what I'm saying? Egos, whatever. But, you know, we're losing a very good coach, in my opinion, because our head coach can't get his head out of his you know what. Because you got a shit offense, a shit special teams, and your defense that was the best part of your team. Now you're going to have to rebuild and retool on that side of the ball because you can't get along with Wink Martindale.
Well, let me say this, because you're saying point the finger at Dable. I've seen plenty of people blaming Dable, even going to the point of saying fire Dable. I've seen quite a few.
I'm
So
not saying fire him. I'm just saying.
no. What I'm saying is your statement was, when are we going to start pointing the finger at Dable? Correct. I'm saying I've seen people pointing the finger at Dable. So I guess what it boils down to is, where you see, I guess, the people or the locations that you see, you want those locations to, hold him accountable, and rightly so. And like I said, what did I just say? It's not just Wink. I'm not pointing the finger at Wink. I'm pointing the finger at both of them. I'm pointing the finger at the whole coaching staff, because you're
Yeah.
right. This coaching staff needs to coach better. The players need to play better. It goes across. Hey, you can even blame a little bit of Joe Shane with some of the players that have been brought in. You want to maybe you want to kill him for the Boogie Basham trade, because that's atrocious. We threw away a pick for that, for him.
Yeah, he's awful.
So this is an entire organizational issue. Now, I'm not gonna, because Joe Shane is not there with the coaches all the time. He has to focus on the other business aspect of it. So I can't hold him to what happens with the coaches and in between, unless it's brought to his attention. But yes, Dable and Wink needed to probably sit down, and if they can't hash it out, then you come to some type of mutual understanding agreement. And if it's, what, you let him go with a severance pay or whatever the case may be, because I think that's also what it is. I think Wink wants to get his money, and I can't blame a man for that. He wants to get fired and get his money. Okay, but I don't like the method. If that's what you're doing, if true,
Yeah.
because as you say, that's some punk shit right there.
Yeah.
You signed a contract, whether you like it or not. You signed the contract. And Wink has been around for years, so you know the ups and downs of the NFL. You know what can happen. If you think there's going to be some issues, put it in the damn contract. Put the language on paper, and then you go from there. But otherwise, it's both of them. The accountability is all the coaches, like you said. And you want to fire the worst groupings? Okay, fine. I don't have an issue with that. I don't have an issue with Bobby Johnson and McGahee and the Wilkins, whatever, Wilkins brothers being let go.
Wilkins, yeah.
I mean, do what we got to do, to get better coaching in here to help these players, to develop these players, because there is talent here. I
I'm gonna
mean,
tell you one thing though, Coach.
yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna be quite frank here.
When
When
are you
we
never?
let go of Joe Judge and um, what's the goofball's name? Jason Garrett.
Uh-huh.
When we let go of them cats, right? We were saying, oh, we're getting Brian Dable now. We're getting this offense is
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be going good. Yada yada yada, and that's my thing, bro. It's like I can understand Brian Dable coming at homeboy like, okay, look, your defense ain't da da da. but your offense is so pathetic, bro. I
So
mean,
so let me
it is
let-
so bad. It does.
so NYG. So is he not supposed to hold a wing and come at them? Yes, the offense
But
is
if
bad.
I'm Wink, I'm saying the same things. I'm like, bro, your offense is trash.
You can't. You can't. That's the point. I'm getting you. That's the point. You can't. He's the head coach. His job is to coach up the coaches. And if he feels the defense that there's issues, it is his job to.
Yeah, as a coach, as a professional, I understand you can't say that. I get it. And I don't know if that's what Wink said verbatim. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying there is a level of frustration when you're coming at me as a coordinator, as a defensive coordinator, when your side of the ball is losing us games, literally.
Yes, but the bottom line is that is the head coach's prerogative. Well, that's what I'm getting at. His job is not just the off. You're saying his side of the ball, the offense. He's the offensive minded coach. Okay, fine, but he's the head coach, so it's offense, defense, and special teams.
Right.
So he's responsible for all of it, not just one side, all of it.
Yeah.
That's
And
the thing. The
that's the thing.
only level of the team that was performing was the defense, and
Okay, the
you
defense as of
had a
late,
problem with that coach,
the
more say
defense
than
as
the
of
other
late,
two.
the defense as of late. Okay, in the beginning of the season, we had issues with the defense. Everyone's acting like we have some elite defense. We don't have the defense like the Jets
No, we don't have an
or
elite defense at all.
okay.
No.
So
But
you
we're
know,
building.
yes, we were building. But again, we have to stop acting like Wink is the end all be all. He's not. There are a lot of good coaches. Hell, I'm gonna
Yeah.
be honest with you. You could take my fat ass and bring me up there and leave me in the office and I'll come up with schemes and do whatever. But they're all
Yeah.
good coaches. It's sometimes it's about the
To be fair.
relationship. It really is
Yeah.
about the relationship. And you know what? They don't have any. Whether Wink is, he's upset because he didn't get a head coaching position or whatever. And he wanted to be left alone. And you know what? You stay over there with the offensive side and, let me handle the defense. I get that if that was the agreement, but the head coach still has to come over and ask you questions and do whatever. Yeah, he may leave you alone, but if it ain't doing what he's supposed to do, he's still got to poke his head in there. What did he do with Kafka
I get it.
when there were issues? He came in and took control of the offense, but then he backed off, and he coached up Kafka. And there were moments Kafka did right, and there were moments that Kafka still had issues. The head coach has to coach up the coaches and the players. And it's like that's the thing that's bothering me. It's like this war, like, this for me, it's like it's been the whole season. This side versus that side, Wink versus
Yeah.
Dable. We're New York Football Giants fans, damn it. When are we gonna start acting like it and stop picking fucking sides and acting like this is high school? Because that's what
Yeah.
I see with this. Instead of, you know what, let's root for the team. Yo, let's get on the team when they're screwing up, but stop fucking picking sides. Whether it's Daniel Jones, whether it's Wink, whether it's this or that, they're part of this fucking organization. When are we going to act like that? And stop sitting here and oh, this quarterback, we got to tank because of this and that, and Daniel Jones sucks, and we want Tyrod and the offensive line. No, it's all bad right now. But you know what? If you really go through and you look at it, are we really that far off?
Nope.
So let's talk about where we're gonna go moving forward here before we wrap
Mm-hmm.
this conversation up. And then we're gonna get into the to the New
Straight
York
stuff.
Jets real quick, and then the basketball. So, and it sounds like it's a hurricane outside my house. It's really raining. But
Yeah, it's raining everywhere,
um,
bro.
Yeah, the
yeah,
Holy Coast.
Iman Perry says, "Well, Wink is gone. Now we're gonna see what
Is
type
he
of
really
coach
gone?
really is." You
Is
know what
he
I'm
really
saying? So
gone?
I don't
I
know.
think so.
Not yet.
Because he didn't send the resignation. So if he comes back and says, all right, he wants to work it out, he's still a defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Hey, that would be great, but we'll see. But
But go ahead.
if the reports are true, where are we gonna go next? Now, there's some things, some rumblings about Antonio Pierce. You got your Leslie Frazier out there. You know, Mike Vrabel just got fired, but I think he's going to try to get a head coaching job. So there's some of Jerome Henderson who I would, you know, put a vote in for. I think he's a great coach, and he's familiar with the coaching staff. I mean the personnel on the team, you know, and I think it would be a easier transition, you know, if the Giants wanted to stick with this style of defense because he actually knows several styles of defense. You know, just working under several styles of head coaches. Jerome Henderson, one of the better young minds in the game right now. But I think those will be my candidates right now as far as Wink's replacements. And then you got Patterson too, the D line coach. So let's not forget about him and the work he's done with this defensive line. So turn it over to Miz real quick. Miz, what's your thoughts on where the Giants could go here as far as a new defensive coordinator?
I think I haven't seen many candidates, but I think it's most likely going to be Frazier because it's Dabo's guy from Buffalo. He left a year ago. He took a year off. He wasn't happy up there, and just it basically adds up. So Antonio Pierce, yeah, I would love Antonio Pierce, but I think that first we'll see if the Raiders offer him the position. But if not, I don't know. I just think like they're just throwing his name out there because they know that he's popular with the Giants fan base. So by giving him an interview, they're kind of appeasing New York. But I think that once again, it's like when we hired Dable and Shane, and we did all the rounds with all the other people. But you knew from the get-go that it was going to be these two. Anybody who kind of understood knew. So I think it's the same thing here. I think Frazier is going to be the next defensive coordinator. With the Wink thing, I don't think, I'm just going to come back and I want to work it out. I think that's done because if you saw how uncomfortable Shane looked at the conference, just talking about him or having Dable even talk about him, you just know that ship is sailed. It's like, when things have gone bad and there's tension, it's not comfortable to be in the same room with that person anymore. So.
Yeah.
And that's what I think it feels like. I wanted to say about just one thing about, and I wrote it earlier. This fan base, honest to God, man, I don't care if nobody likes this shit. This fan base became a fucking loser, straight up. Because I'm going to tell you right now, man, some of us spend more time defending our own organization against our own fans than we do against any of the rivals' fans. It's embarrassing.
That's true.
Okay, they've taken on this political shit that this country has taken on. It's forced on you by the media. It's a manipulation, and they fall for it. And every little thing is a problem now. Every little thing is a problem, man. It's not going to end. Come draft night, if the Giants don't take one of their quarterbacks, you're going to have a war in this fan base. You know that. Instead of getting behind the team and understanding that this is what this regime wants to do, and we're going to trust them, no, it's going to be a war. Everything's a question in a war. Every idiot at home thinks they know better than professionals that are hired to do the job. It's ridiculous, man. It's, I mean, this is what we're going to put up with, and it's tiring, man. It's not good. It's not good. It's not how I grew up as a Giant fan, so I don't know. I'm
It
sure.
is tiring, Miz, but to the fans' perspective, just for a second, the team stinks. The team stinks,
stink.
and when the team stinks, you're going to question the decisions that they make. So don't tell me and sit up here and tell some of these fans that pay hundreds and thousands of dollars to support this team, whether it's on merchandise, whether it's on trips, going to games, tailgates, whatever
But those
have
ain't
you.
the fans doing this, NYG.
And
Those ain't the fans that are doing it. The fans are the season ticket holders that spend their money. They're most likely the ones that back the team up no matter what because they keep going back to the game every week and spending them. It's these idiots, man. These incompetent
the Twitter
morons that think
fans,
they know something. You know what I mean? And let me ask them how many games they go to.
Yeah, it's bad when Carl Banks has to take a step back.
Bingo.
From
That's bad, bro.
from
Carl
Twitter.
Banks. called this a
Yeah.
toxic fan base. I mean, that's embarrassing, man.
I
You're a
agree.
legend.
It's the Twitter fan base. It's 1% of the fan base. Like I said, I be in the streets all day, every day. And I talk
What
to
else?
real Giants fans, and real Giants fans don't act like that. You know, they have questions, but they're like, hey, you know, I hope we do this. I hope we can get it right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And these fans are like, nah, you know, trade this person, get rid of that person, get rid of this person, fire this guy, fire
Yeah.
that guy. And and that's my thing, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what triggers me with some of these moves, man. It's just like the Giants just keep consistently having this turnover, man, and we can't get anything consistent here. You know, like we starting to build some consistency on the defensive side of the ball. Now you want to flip this over again. You know, we had to when we was building consistency on the offensive side of the ball. You know, you got rid of Pat Shermer and then you flipped that side. So it's just like it's just continuous turnover with this squad, and it's hard to trust what they're doing right now because they haven't shown you that they can be trusted.
Well, why do
We
you,
thought
why,
that this team was going to go and come in here. A lot of us, whether you were one or coach or whoever was one or not, that's not here nor there. But a lot of people, you know, that I talked to outside of Twitter and the actual Giants fan base, you know, being at the draft, being at the tailgate, you know, in October, you know, we had optimism for this team, and for them to come out here and just belly flop like they did and look so bad doing it, you know, and a lot of head scratching decisions on top of it, it is hard to trust them. And really say, hey, look, you know, we know they did the right thing by firing Wink Martindale and moving on from this person and moving on from that person. It's hard to trust that team, bro. It really is. Because when you start to trust them, they do what? You know what? I ain't got to say it. But, Coach.
I don't think it's that shocking because I don't think a lot of us had questions whether he was returning after last year. So this is not really that shocking to me.
Your initial point was the people, or where do they go? And Dan Dugan gave a list of 10 different people, you know, to replace Wink if he is gone. And there's a wide range. There's a lot on there that I'm like, hell no. You know, and there's some that I'm like, okay, maybe. Leslie Frazier, I understand some people don't like him, but Leslie Frazier still is a good defensive coach. He's always been a good defensive coach. He knows the game. Different type of style. And I think that's what I think, and I wonder with a lot of the fan base if that's what it is going to boil down to, because Wink is uber aggressive and he blitzes, and other coaches are going to lay back and play coverage. And a lot of
Offense
people
off
don't
and
like that. Where I
shit like
say
that.
it doesn't matter what you like as a fan, what's working, because I can tell you from experience, sometimes playing cover two takes away a team that's explosive going downfield, because you have two going back, and sometimes you can roll it to cover four.
Wasn't
Or
that
you can,
like the Pat Graham style of defense, though? And I don't
but
know.
see, you're saying you don't like it, but there was a point in time everybody did love it because it was effective, and that's the problem. When it's effective, everybody loves it, but when it's not effective, then it's all holy hell. Look, my point being is these coaches are in the NFL for a reason, just like the players are. They really are. It's not like they went out to the street corner, saw some homeboy who was talking, you know, a good game and said, okay, I want you to be the defensive coordinator. A lot of these cats have been through the war, college, high school, you know, started in youth football and worked their way up. You know, it's just, you know what, I get it. Some people want an aggressive blitzing defense because they think about Lawrence Taylor back in the days, but there's times when we won the Super Bowl, we really were a base 4-3 defense. We didn't blitz a lot.
That's true. And
We just got
I
pressure
would
with
be,
the
yeah.
defensive line, but you're not watching, you're not paying attention to that on the back end. We're playing coverage, which goes into the defensive line getting pressure, because sometimes the quarterback has to hold the ball a little bit longer. You know, don't forget with Wink, I remember there were people that loved him. Remember that time when he was with the Ravens and they were up and all he had to do was play coverage, and what did he do? Send the all out blitz, and they threw the ball deep and they ended up losing.
Yeah.
That's the risk and the reward. So again, you know, that's Wink. That's what he does, and there are people that like it, and there's people that don't like it because they're afraid of going over the top. And you know, what if we don't get there? And you know, coverage and in defense, you can't cover every damn thing. I'm sorry, you just can't. But most fans don't look at it like that. They just expect you to cover everything and sack the quarterback.
What's up,
That's not
Lou?
reality. So
What's good,
ultimately,
Lou?
what I'm saying, what's up, Lou?
Going on.
Ultimately, what I'm saying is whatever happens with this coaching staff, whoever they bring in, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch and I'm going to support and I'm going to hope for the best. That's all I can do. And when we have our film sessions, yeah, we'll break it down and we'll talk about it and we'll point up the good things and the bad things. But that's just about it. I'm not going to sit here and I'm not ready to jump off the ledge like some of these other people, man. And if that's what you want to do, fine. You are well within your right. But you know what? When other people hold you to task, you shouldn't be saying anything, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, right now, if Wink comes back because he's still under contract, he's the defensive coordinator. If Wink is gone, all right, who's the next coach? And if we're playing more coverage, if it's Leslie Frazier, okay, let's go, Frazier. What's up? You know, yeah, you might have a shorter leash because you're just coming in, and we might look at Dable with a
Dude was
with a side eye.
horrible in Buffalo, bro.
Excuse me.
He was horrible in Buffalo, but I get it, man. You
And
know,
and, and,
you're
and
supposed to
you
trust the team and everything, but
wait a minute, wait a minute. Let me
man,
say this. Let me say this because you also said something about whatchamacallit Vrabel. Do you not know that Vrabel, when Vrabel was with the Houston Texans, he had one of the worst defenses?
with the
But
Texans, yeah.
but
But
again,
he
my
played
point.
with we talking about with the Titans though, right?
No, I understand he was the head coach and they did fair. They did well. He has a good winning record. My point being is, which I go back to what I keep saying. You're saying Leslie Frazier is horrible. No, there were some good moments and there were some bad moments. As much as you
Yeah.
could probably find, you can find issues and show plays where they failed. I can probably go back and pull up plays that they succeeded. Oh, what I'm saying is, Dable, whoever you get, I'm gonna sit back and watch. And if it fails, guess what? He's out of here, and that coach is gonna go with him too. And it's just gonna be on to the next one, which goes to your point right now, holding him accountable. Right now, this is gonna hold him accountable. So,
Mm-hmm.
go ahead, Lou. You jump in.
Man, bring me Antonio Pierce as the defense coordinator, and we got a winner here. Now, what I will say is, as long as Kafka's still calling plays, we are fucked. Mike Kafka should have been the first one fired, in my opinion. Then Bobby Johnson, then Thomas McGahee. In that order. Should have been Kafka, Johnson, McGahee. I don't know why we got rid of the linebackers coach when he turned McFadden into a decent linebacker. He put
Those are
O'Carroll
inside.
in good position.
Those are inside linebackers, Lou. He's an outside linebacker. Technically, that's on like guys like Thibodeau and
Thibodeau, yeah.
Boogie
Get rid
Basham.
of both of them. Huh?
Yeah,
Well, he
he's
can't make
outside.
Boogie Basham be faster or
No,
more
no.
physical,
What
Yeah,
I'm
they're gonna
saying
get rid
is
of.
he
and he
didn't. He
can't make
didn't.
Ojolari not be injury prone. So that
What?
wasn't on him. So I think it was a hanging the guy out to dry to
Mm.
try to save face for your inadequacies. And the guy you hung out to dry was part of the defensive coaching staff when the defense is the only thing that kept us in those games. Our offense was zero, nil, zilch, nada, kaput, garbage,
I,
basura,
it,
trash, ass cheeks, dumpster juice. Our offense was fucking horrible. It was deplorable. It was
mm,
bullshit. So for you to fire anybody on the defensive side and keep your shitty play calling offensive coordinator is bewildering to me. And it makes me question your decision making from here on out. So now,
Yeah.
in my opinion, Dable, you're on the clock.
I
Yeah,
think
he's
we're
on.
both saying that. Lou, I think we all are on the
Yeah,
agreement.
but that's not why he fired them. He didn't fire them because they did a bad job coaching. He fired them because they were a bunch of fucking jerk off assholes that undermined him all year. So it became a personal
Maybe
thing.
he's a jerk off asshole.
Nah, that's
But
not
he's
the
the head
reports,
coach.
man. That's
Whether
not the
he's a jerk off,
reports. You can't blame a guy when the other guy's undermining him. He's the boss. He's the head
We
coach.
said the same thing with Joe Judge about when the offensive line coach when what's my man's name from Dallas, and he said Colombo. We said the same thing about Judge and Colombo. Oh well, the coach has to do what he needs to do. He's undermining the coach, and he should get rid of him. And then turned around to find out it was Joe Judge was an asshole the whole damn time.
okay, but
So
listen,
maybe we can say the same thing about Brian Daboll.
You know what? You can't have it both ways. Because if Dable was the asshole, he's the head coach. Period. Case closed. That's the thing. What do you want him to be? Be happy, joy? He's an asshole.
I'm just saying.
We've all had bosses that were assholes.
Yeah.
So
Ren and Stimpy. He said, happy, joy.
yeah, that's my shit. That's my shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying, NYG. But what I'm saying is, you can't, on one regard, say, well, he's an asshole. That's a problem. But then again, if he's being too kind and nice, then you want to hold him to task. No, he's an asshole. You deal with that, or you get out. Period. Because he's the boss.
Coach. He is the boss. He brought you in. Get a clue.
I know this ain't sports, but what y'all think about that synagogue that got discovered today with the tunnels in Brooklyn?
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, because they ain't covering it on the news. Go on Twitter and look. There's a synagogue in Brooklyn, Lubavitch. They found underground tunnels under the synagogue with children's mattresses with shit stains and blood stains on them. But the news ain't showing it.
Oh God. Yeah. They not.
Does it go to Gaza?
No, it's in Brooklyn. A-hole.
Okay.
But let's transition to Coach. You want to do the segment now, or
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
About halfway in. So we're gonna introduce a little bit of a little something new here. And it's cool. We got Miz and
DJ or MC Lou G Nation.
Yeah. So while we wait for the Knicks game to finish, they're almost finished. And then we're gonna get into the basketball. We're gonna jump into something new here. I want to introduce for the show in 2024, man, and it's got to do with NYC culture, man. We all grew up in New York City area, so we're going to get into a little bit of the culture and just have a little bit of discussion that's can be sports related, but it's all going to be more culture related, man. So I'm going to play a little trailer, man, then we're going to get into the discussion and the topic. I think you guys will like it, so stay tuned.
Miz,
I just love that intro, bro, because I'm sitting here doing a wop to it too. Yo, you got me whopping to it, man.
Oh,
Yep.
Yo, you should have seen. If the people watching could have seen me, I was in here going ham. Oh shit!
Uh huh. Uh huh. See, that's what I'm talking about. Old school. There you go. There you
Oh
go.
man. So the topic on deck is um the top five hip hop artists of NYC. Top five hip hop artists of NYC. Um and I got my list. Coach got his list. And we're gonna get into that. It took a lot of thought, a lot of you know,
See,
really thinking,
my
but
list is gonna consist of some people that ain't even signed.
and that's okay, and that's
Cause
okay.
there was
But
there
let
was a dude.
let me let us get into it real quick. So I'm gonna start off with Coach. Coach, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Coach is there now. So I'm gonna start off with Coach's list, and then go through your list, Coach. I got your honorable mentions up there. Go through your list and explain why you got your list the way it
I bet
is right
me and
now.
coach's list are gonna be very similar. Go ahead.
So that's Coach's list. Go ahead, Coach. Go. We on the
Rakim is
clock.
number one. That's a fact. Jay Z.
it's in New York rappers
Coach,
from the whole country.
you there?
Jay Z.
Did we lose Coach?
You got Jay Z on your list.
All right. So
NYG, can you
we'll.
hear me?
All right.
Can you
Now I
hear
can hear
me?
you.
We hear
Go
you
ahead.
now.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
hear
You
you
there
now.
now?
Oh,
You
all right.
there? Go ahead.
All right. All right. My number five is Jada Kiss, man. I mean, I just his voice, his gruffness, but then if you get into his lyrics, some of the lyrics that he brings to you, he brings you some of that good flavor. And now, mind you, this is him solo. This is not with him in his group. So please understand, these are all individuals. So number four is Jay Z. Look, I know you questioning Jay Z. Lou, but yeah, Jay still always has some good cuts going back in the
He
days,
stole
man.
his whole style from Big L.
Okay, okay,
Before Big
that's
L,
your
Jay Z used to rap real fast. Big L got shot. Next thing you know, Jay Z drops an album mellow and slow, just like Big L.
okay. I still have him at number four on my list. Number
I
three,
feel
MC
you, but
Light,
hey,
man.
everybody's entitled to their list. I
Yeah,
think we
yeah,
was
yeah,
coming.
exactly. At number three, MC Light, man. I go all the way back to the '80s,
Love
man. With
MC
her,
Light.
I
My
mean,
favorite
you
MC
know,
rapper.
her with the a year, her solo, and yes, some of the things she did with the audio too. But for the most part, her lyrics, what she's done, her bringing
That's my
ladies
favorite
into the
female
game.
MC. Yeah.
And mind you, I also had a little crush on her when I was young. So I had to keep it real. Number two is Biggie. I mean, is there anything more to say that you needs to
Big
be
ain't
said
in
about
your top
Biggie?
five. I'm sorry. I have to question you as a person. If he's not in your
Right.
top five, okay, what you think?
Well, for me, he's number two. I mean that Ready to Die album, man. Wow. I mean, what can you say? And then
All time.
always gonna be number one with me with Rakim. I mean, from Eric being Rakim to with his solo. One of my favorites is Mahogany, man. I just love that song. I mean, and it's just he just brought he helped bring me honestly into the rap game and to really fall in love with it back in the days. I mean, I was just casual, just like to be honest with you, I was really a metalhead back in the day, and Rakim is one of the ones who really brought me out. So introduced me into the rap game, you know, with everything that he did, his style, his flavor. I mean, he can give you a little smoothness. He has great lyrical finesse. I mean, and his lyrics in itself. He can have fun with it, but he can also make you have be conscious and try and be aware with everything. So that's always going to be the R is going to be number one for me. So and you want me to touch on my honorable mentions?
Yeah, go ahead and go through your honorable mentions because I got my honorable mentions too as well.
Okay, I
And
mean,
our list is a little similar, but some
yeah,
differences.
I mean, Red and Meth, the kind of, were hand in hand, but Redman, Brick City, what can I say? I mean, he got to represent Jersey, but he gives you that flavor, and Meth. I know he's fun with it for me. Keith Murray, the most beautifulest thing. I mean, and he just gives you so many different characters and layers to his rap style. Most Def, man, I mean it was hard for me not to put him in the top five. I'm going to be honest with you. I really was battling putting him into the top five because I just love everything with him. I mean, going all the way back to with Black Sheep, and then the Il Nana, man. Come on, man. Il Nana, she's wicked with her lyrics.
Man, read
It's
me
not
through your
just the
honorable mentions, man. I'm just-
huh. It's
Let
not
him
just the
cook.
it's not just see it's not sex appeal with her, even though she does have some great sex appeal. And she does, in a sense, whether you really accept it or not, she represents the streets more than any other female artist that's out there for me. I mean, she's
Facts.
there. She's tough with it. She can go blow for
She was
blow with
abused
just
by your
about.
number four.
Yeah, yeah, but she can go blow for blow. She can go battle. You could put her in a cipher, and she can hold her own with just about anybody. Seriously, so but that's it. Go ahead, kill it. I don't care, but that's my list.
No, your
So
list is decent. I can't talk shit about your list. That's your favorite MCs. That's your favorite MCs. Everybody got their favorite. That's the great thing about hip hop, yo. It reaches so
Yes.
many different people on so many different wavelengths.
exactly. So it's just so. But go ahead, NYG. You got the floor now.
That's a fantastic list. I'm gonna always question the MC Light. Um, because my
What?
number three, you're gonna see why I
Oh,
question
watch. He's in
MC
his
Light.
top five. I see what you're saying. Well, there should be
But
a separate category for the females.
yeah, we probably will do something like that too down the line. But I'm gonna go with my three, my top five, and then my honorable mentions. This is my list. Why didn't my honorable mentions come up there? All right, all right. Shit. One second, cause
Oh, damn.
my honorable
Fuck
mentions
y'all
have
head
to
up.
be they have to be mentioned.
I'm gonna mess y'all head up.
They have to be mentioned. Hold up, real quick.
Damn, I forgot.
All right, all right. Here we go.
Damn, I forgot to put this on. Shit. Bless you.
Thank you.
All right, man. So like Coach, similar. I got Big number one off rip. Um, to me,
Mhm.
Big is the greatest MC. And it might be a little Brooklyn bias on my part, but look, I'm telling you, bro. Like this dude, like he could rap like Bone Thugs.
No, Biggie
He
was
did a song where he sung on the track. Like the versatility was ridiculous.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Hater,
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
floor,
talent wise, it was
don't cry no more. You've been robbed.
robbed.
I still, I'm not. I don't want to talk that one track where he with Shorty and she's saying you greasy greasy Kentucky Fried.
Yeah,
I'm
Kentucky Fried Chicken eating. Uh huh. He had
yeah.
me and my bitch that
Yes.
he like
Yes.
you know what I'm saying like the give me the loot, give me the loot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Storyteller. You know what I'm saying? Out the ass. Pause. Greatest MC in my books. Rakim, enough said, man. Coach touched on it. Yeah, that's the GOAT. That's the pioneer, man.
That's the real God MC.
That's the
Mm.
God MC, right? The
True.
legend. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that set the stage for some of these other rappers. Well, most all these other rappers. Nas being one of them. Look, man, Nas is just nice. I can't. Nas is still dropping hot albums, bro. Go check out Nas' resume. Like this dude is still spitting. You know what I'm saying? And my number 4, he's still spitting too. Jada Kiss, man.
Yeah.
Jada Kiss ain't never had a not what he said. They said Jada Kiss has never had a whack 16, bro. Like
Never.
every 16 he's put out there
Never.
has been hot, bro.
Bring the heat
Like
every time.
Mm-hmm.
every single track. And then Jay is on there just because Jay-Z in my era had probably 4 of the hottest albums of all time. When you're looking at those Blueprint albums and then Reasonable Doubt. Now, recently, if you got recent bias, I understand. Recently, it's not been a good, and whatever behind the scenes shit is going on with him. But from a musical standpoint, I can't ignore like those Blueprint albums and even the Black album. You know what I'm saying? So Jay-Z has to be on that list. I thought about flipping him and Big L since Lou had mentioned that because people sleep on Big L. This dude was going to be one of the best rappers of all time, bro. And his life got cut short, unfortunately. And yeah, he's very underrated, as is Most Def. Fabulous.
Most
Look,
definitely is in my top 5.
I could. That's reasonable. I could put Most Def up there. That's why he's in my honorable mention, man. But I want to talk about Fab for a minute, man. A lot of people think Fabulous is this commercial rapper. No, that dude spit bars, bro.
Fab is in my honorable mentions too. He's damn near in my top 5. Fab's a beast.
Yeah, I had to go back and forth here. Really, really, you know what I'm saying? I'm giving my top 5 gets it more or less on longevity and whatever have you, you know what I'm saying? But don't disrespect Fab and don't disrespect Big Pun. Big Pun was sick, bro. Like that dude could spit, man.
He's in my top 5.
He set the way for a lot of rappers, man. And I definitely look, Pun, Fab, Big L, some of the most underrated rappers out there, Most Def, but it's not just about the mainstream rappers, those that get the clout and all that, man. That's why I definitely had to put those in my honorable mention. Shout out to your honorable mentions too, though. Redman, Keith Murray, definitely Method Man.
But they from Jersey.
But yeah, like I said, a little Brooklyn bias in my list, but you know what it is. But Lou, if you want to chime in and give your thoughts on the list, man, and then we're gonna get into this basketball stuff.
Rakim the Master.
Mm-hmm.
Biggie Smalls.
Mm-hmm.
Most Def.
Mm-hmm.
Nas. Big Pun. Honorable mentions: Jada, Fab, Big L, and this rapper called Supernatural who never got a contract but never wrote a verse. Everything he did was off the top. And I watched him eat every signed artist that we had in the 90s. On the block.
Here's
Signed
one
artists
rap.
who come to test their wit against him on the block and get smashed with their best written against his freestyle. His name was Supernatural.
Damn, we can sit
Hold
here.
on, I got a 5 too. I got 5 too.
AZ from Brooklyn, neither.
I got
AZ,
5.
yeah, you can't sleep on AZ.
Let the white guy pick his guys
Well,
too.
hell,
You
I mean,
got it, bro.
You're Middle Eastern.
I'm
Hey.
fucking a white. Big Punt was 5. Okay. Fuck, man. Now I'm gonna forget. You see? Okay. I'm gonna put 50 in there. somewhere, probably 4. There was a guy named E-Dub. Go look him up. E-Dub from the old New York club.
Yeah, E-Dub. I remember E-Dub.
Okay.
Yep, he was a good rapper. He didn't make it big like these guys, but in the street rappers, he won 3 straight years, #1 in the country. All right. Number 2, 2 Live Jews, and #1, Matas Yahoo.
Montez Yahoo is a beast, bro. Hey, Montez Yahoo is a beast, bro.
I'll bring my own flavor.
He makes reggae music too.
Yeah.
Dude is a beast.
He was for a couple of years there. He was.
Yeah, okay.
Biggie got to be at the top, obviously.
Yo, man, I respect it though, man. I like the
You know what?
different flavors, man.
I forgot. You know what? I should be smacked in the face. I forgot
said
about
2 Live
J. Rule the Damager. Damn it!
J. Rule, man.
Yo,
Oh,
Listen,
God, how
there's
could I
a lot of
forget
people
about?
who would feel slighted for not even being in the honorable mentions. You got the Cocoa Brothers. You got Smith and Wesson. You got
Well, look, this is solo. This is solo. This is not group. That's why those are not in
yeah,
there.
Hold on.
solos.
There's a guy, I can't forget the name. We're going way back, Lou. The guy that used to do the rapping, like, what was his name? He used to
Biz
use
Markie.
Biz
Biz
Markie.
Markie.
Biz Markie, yeah.
Dougie Fresh.
KRS-One, that's another one.
Yeah, KRS-One. We forgot about it. Yeah. I mean, we could
Slick
go
Rick.
on. Everybody's gonna bring something to the table, and it's
Slick
gonna be like,
Rick.
yeah,
Big Daddy
Yeah.
Kane.
Slick
Slick
Rick.
Rick. Yeah, big
LL Cool
Big
J.
Daddy Kane when he first came out. Yeah, the Smooth Operator. Oh my gosh, yes.
DMX.
Okay, you're probably gonna laugh at me for this because he's probably not
Raphael
New
got
York. Where
his
was
top
fucking
5. Rafi
Ja Rule?
says,
Where was he from? He wasn't from
Ja
New
Rule
York.
was
Nas.
from Queens.
Yeah,
Queens,
Nas,
all right.
Jay-Z, DMX, that's another one.
Yeah.
Old Dirty
Old
Bastard
Dirty
and
Bastard,
Biggie.
yeah.
I like that list,
How can we
Rafi. I ain't
forget
gonna
about
front,
DMX,
man.
bro? DMX
Rafi got a
was
little
huge.
flavor to him, bro.
DMX
Yeah.
was a monster, bro.
Big,
Yeah, he
big
was, yo.
Monster.
Fat Joe. Fat Joe.
Fat Joe's a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
LL.
beauty of hip hop with New York, though. I mean, it's just like,
Yeah.
you know what? You could go to anywhere in the tri-state area, really, and and really see some good, hip hop artists. And back in the days, like Lou was saying, going on this on
Yes.
the blocks,
On the block.
underground. That's where you really saw some of the
Yeah.
best,
I'm,
and
I'm gonna give y'all a freebie off the top of the head. Top 5 females to me: MC Light, Rod Digger,
mhm.
Remy Ma,
Yeah.
Queen Pen from Chicago, and
New York only.
okay,
It's heart of the
okay.
city. Yeah.
So MC Light, Rod Digger, Remy Ma, Lil Kim, and Queen Latifah.
I'm taking Little Kim and I'm putting in Roxanne Shante.
No love for Charlie B. Moore.
No.
She's not Jersey. She's not New. She's not New York. She's
Oh
Philly.
yes, right.
Right.
DMX
Don't
my
go. Don't
top
mess with me
5.
with Charlie now. You know me and Charlie, man. That man. I'll bury my. I ain't gonna lie. I'll bury my face for days. For days. You hear me?
Lauren
For
Hill,
days.
yeah, y'all disrespecting
God.
Lauren Hill. Don't do that.
Wow. Yeah.
Look
Yeah,
at
you
Rafi in the chat,
I
yo.
gotta take Queen Latifah out and throw Lauryn Hill in there.
Facts, bro. You
Mary
can't
J
gotta
wasn't
put
from New
Lauren
York.
up there.
Mary J.
Mary J,
She's not a
yeah, she's
rapper.
more of an R&B artist though.
know, yeah.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah,
though she's
she's
the
We
queen
do
of hip
R&B,
hop,
yeah,
she's
you
R&B.
definitely put her up there.
She's the queen of
Definitely.
R&B soul.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yup.
Well,
Lauren Hill got
this
2
is we
categories
were
actually
talking
because
about
she
it
rapped
last week.
and did R&B.
A whole bunch of us here were talking about last week the greatest singer, and I said hands down, Whitney Houston to me was the greatest fucking singer
Facts. Facts.
Mm-hmm.
ever. Best
Facts.
voice ever.
I don't
All
care
right.
what
So I'm
drill she
going.
did towards the end of her life.
I'm gonna throw a wrench in it. I'm gonna throw a wrench in that, Miz. I'm gonna throw a
Yeah.
wrench in. Okay.
Yeah.
She's
Go
the
ahead.
greatest female singer. The greatest male singer is Luther Vandross. I'm putting them both on par together.
All right.
You said Luther
Luther,
and Whitney?
yeah. Luther can throw down, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I had close to Whitney was Celine Dion in her prime, in her young years.
I
I
had
can
to
get
say,
you know.
She was good.
I have to say Marvin Gaye and Whitney Houston.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. It's just something about Luther. Luther just give you because you know what it is. I got so much ass off of Luther on my CD, on my tapes. That's what it is. I have to be honest. That's what it is.
My boy said,
Luther had that baby making music, man.
baby, I got sick this morning. I see it was storming inside of
Inside of
me.
me.
Baby,
Now I give you my
Okay.
favorite group growing up in high
I'm
school and shit.
capsizing. The waves are rising and rising. Boy,
Rising.
that nigga was a monster. Boy, you better
And I
stop playing
get
with
that
Marvin.
feeling.
Yo, yo, Boys
Yo,
to Men, bro. Boys to Men.
that's a group though, and
Yo,
they from
Right,
Philly.
yes.
that's that group. My favorite group ever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
they was from
yeah,
Philly though, but
that's
they was
fire.
yeah.
They
I
fire though,
don't know.
man.
And Boys to Men to me don't replace the legend, the greatest group for me, which is the Jackson Five.
Temptations. Oh man,
And
if you
I
don't
mean,
get out of here, man.
nah, I grew up. Look, the Jackson Five when they was kids. I'm sorry that when I was a kid, that
Oh, you talking about
man, that
when they was a group? Okay, all
I
right.
said the Jackson
Yeah.
Five. That's what I said. The
The
Jackson
Oh,
Jackson
Five.
5, yeah.
oh,
When
that's
they was
right.
kids
Stevie
though, but when
Wonder.
they got older, it
Yeah,
was a rap.
yeah. Nah. As adults, no. Once
You
Michael
talk about
left
what
them
you
as a
talk about when
group,
music was music, man. You talk about when music was
yeah.
music. Not like
Yeah,
today.
man.
Not today,
Look,
bro.
you don't
Some
understand.
classics.
You're talking
Back
about
in
when
the
they still
days,
used instruments. When's the last time you
yeah,
see somebody actually use an instrument?
to,
All these
to,
beat machines and loops and
Yeah.
Pro Tools
exactly.
and
Yeah, yeah.
808s
Stevie
and
Wonder, that's a good one.
Well, you mean
Prince.
like
Oh
you mean
man,
like
who
when
ain't
T
talking
Pain
about
came
Oh,
Prince
along?
now?
stop playing with me, little
Shit.
Pro
Prince. I
T
Tools.
forget. Yeah,
Pain.
Adore with Prince. Oh my gosh, Adore. Oh
Shit.
shit.
Yo,
Yo.
listen.
That
People
Al
sleep.
Green, bro. Al Green was one of my favorites, bro. Al Green.
People sleep and people get mad. But this white girl from Buffalo who sang her ass off like she was black, Tina Marie.
Tina
Oh
Marie,
hell yes.
yeah. Oh
Oh
hell
hell
yeah.
yeah.
Shit.
Yes. The first time I heard her, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna lie. The first time I heard her, I'm like, yeah. And then my boy was like, yo, she white. I was like, what?
Yeah,
No.
you would not have known it. Yep. You listen to her sing. Boy, I
Yeah.
tell you. Robbie says, what about Parliament?
See, that's why I love
George
this
Clinton.
whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
This
George Clinton in the parliament.
Mm-hmm.
P-Funk. Funk.
Plainfield. They from Plainfield, my hometown. Sorry,
The funk, baby.
P-Funk.
Funk,
Yep.
baby.
Pink Cash,
Yeah, so
man. One of
yeah,
my favorite
that's
Prince
what I love
songs.
about this right here because it just reminisce and
To the roof
you
off
Mm-hmm.
really reminisce on so much.
off the sucker. To the roof off the mother. To the roof off the mother sucker. To the roof off the mother. We got a whole lot. Let me stop.
Mm,
Oh man, yo, all right, man. Let's get back into it, man. New York Knicks, man, won tonight, 112-84. Um,
They
fifth
let
in a
they
row
6 in a row.
for the
yeah, but
Knicks.
they let their foot off the brake at the end. I can tell.
Well, at
Tell
least
the
they
group
was able to beat
112.
the
Tell them
Blazers.
Franco sent you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sitting on the Route 112.
Teams on the
but
tab, baby. Teams on
I
the
know
tab.
you gonna throw it on me first. So here goes, man. I get it. I get
Let's
it.
talk about it, man. The New York Knicks. What's up? What's
The
the New York
the
Knicks
OG
flavor?
trade is starting to become one of the best trades they've done in a long time because he does so much to help space the floor. You're starting to see how much RJ really did clog it up and hindered. And I mean, look what's happening to Deuce McBride too, and even
Mm,
Grimes. Like I used to, I'm gonna be honest. I used to blame Julius Randle, but these two are starting to step it up once you move quickly and I love quickly. Do not take it that I still wish he was here, but once you move him out of the way and once you move RJ and brought OG in, OG's bigger. I mean, 6'7", 6'8", has great athleticism. He's consistent with his 3-pointer. Great defense. Can guard 1 to 5, so he takes the pressure, off of Jalen and Julius defensively. I mean, I now do I wish that Mitch was here? It would be that much better. But Hartenstein has stepped up so much defensively that this team is really showing, what they can be. And, yes, the debate is, are they a contender in the East? Um, I'm trying to not go too crazy and hold myself back, but it's starting to slowly show me that they can compete with the top teams. Now, Boston probably on another level. Milwaukee, I want to see. But we already saw what they did to Philly. I mean,
Yeah, they
that
beat the
that
hell out
that
of Philly.
trade is, and people talking about bringing in Murray, and I'm saying to myself, I don't know, because does Murray actually bring RJ Barrett back into here? Because it's not like he's spreading the floor, and that's
Yeah.
what they now are doing. They're able to spread the floor, and Jalen and Julius are able to attack and kick. And and even Precious can step out and hit the three. So it's like, yo, this trade has definitely shown that there's something to be said about this. So they're 5-0. It's just a small sample size, but I am liking it, man. I am liking it. So um, it's just, I don't know about Stephen A. Smith and go get me Donovan Mitchell. I get the thought about it,
The
but
star chasing though, that's the thing.
look. I say, if you're gonna star chase, just be smart
Oh,
about it.
what's good,
It's
bro? What's
more.
up, man? It's my brother,
What's
man. What's
up?
good, bro?
I'm not really star chasing. I'm more smart chasing. And what do I mean by that? Is be smart with whoever you bring in. Make sure that they fit into what you've already created right now, and they don't take away. Now, if now they were talking about what's his name with Portland as a reserve. Damn, what's his name? The guard. Their guard. They're the sixth man of the year from last year. What's
Oh, uh,
that he won't
uh,
Brogdon.
Brogdon. Malcolm Brogdon. Yeah.
Yeah, now if they bring him in to come off the bench, okay, as long as he doesn't mess up with what you already have, and that's my only concern, because Grimes and Deuce are starting to step up and produce, and I do like that. The second unit, once Ochoa really gets comfortable, I see it. It's going to be a nice little second unit. It really is. I don't want to say it's going to be the best one, but you know what? They can come in and hold their own. And I think what they're trying to do is eventually have OG play with that group. So I know they experienced with Julius, and it was a little, and I think OG would be probably better suited there with them, and it really helps them. But again, overall, I'm starting to like what I'm seeing. So, but you got to go ahead, bro.
Yeah. I definitely I definitely think this was a good move for the Knicks. And the Knicks are building their team how some of these other New York franchises, and I can't believe I'm saying this from a Knick team that they have been the poster child of disappointment, but I think they're actually doing it right now. They're making smart moves, smart trades. They're not going out of the realm, out of the box, chasing these big names. Think about the moves that they made. Jalen Brunson is a superstar. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
wanted Donovan Mitchell, man. I would have Jalen Brunson on my team 10 times out of 10 right now than Donovan Mitchell. And then you talk about OG Ananobi. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Underrated player in Toronto. Been good, but doesn't get a lot of recognition because he plays in Toronto. So now Yeah, they had to give up something to get that, obviously, man. But look how it transforms your team. You're getting players to fit your system. What Tom Thibodeau wants to do, you're getting
Mm-hmm.
these players that are fitting into what he's trying to do and what he's preaching from a basketball standpoint, which is play good defense, and hit the open shots, space the floor. So now what the Knicks are gonna have to face here soon is, are you going to move forward with Randall, or are you going to try to flip him and bring in another piece? And that's something that we need to talk about moving forward, because Real says this is an argument for next year. Whoever they bring in this year won't have time to mess with the team this year. Yeah, that's a good point, because right now they're starting to establish that chemistry. So they got the chemistry going on. They're buying into what the coaches selling them. You have cats cooking now, like Brunson, Randall. He's getting on the roll. Of course, Hartenstein doing a great job filling in for Mitchell Robinson. So you have all these pieces here now. Now, do you want to mess with that chemistry and bring somebody else in, or do you want to continue to build on what you have, your foundation, as a team? And that's my thing here with the Knicks. Are they gonna move some more players out and bring some more new players in here, or are you just gonna roll with what you got and build on that, man, and try to go for a chip and
You
see
know
and
what?
see what
There's
see what
there's
happens?
one thing though. They're going to do something else because of Frenchie, Evan Fournier. You're going to
Oh
try
yeah,
and you're going to try and do
yeah,
something to flip him to get something for him. Otherwise, you lose him for nothing. Now, I mean, you could say, well, let him go. I get it, and it's not a bad thought. But why not try and see if you can get something that just helps? I mean, I'm not saying put him in to chase a star. That's not what I'm saying. If it happens and it's the right fit, yes. But if not, because Fournier really is, he's not. He's just sitting there. So
right. What you
why
gonna get
not?
for him though?
No, I'm saying, even if you do flip him for a first round, I mean, I've heard, with all the big moves because of his money. Don't forget, he has like 19, almost $20 million on the book. So, that's
Yeah,
that's a factor. So,
I give you
um,
Simmons for him.
to be honest with you, Simmons probably would fit on the second unit because of
I
the
give you
defense. You
Simmons
don't
for
need
him.
him for scoring. He could just do defense and rebounding. He's 6'10".
Yeah, hey, yep. Hey, there you go. What you want? Um, Frito Lay's,
No,
Gatorade.
I'll give you Evan Fournier.
Um,
I'm gonna give you Evan Fournier. Period. Case closed. You said you'll give me Simmons for him. Well, Simmons is 6'10", can play on that second unit. He can facilitate at times. So
yeah,
that's all I need him to do.
when he's
There's
playing.
no. I understand the injury issue is a big factor. So maybe you would probably I don't know. It's just I see him fitting Tibbs better than Fournier. That's the point.
Yeah, I agree. But the Knicks, with the big win tonight, 112-84 over the Blazers. I'll run down some stats for you guys. Julius Randle, 7 out of 17. He had 20 points. OG Anunoby, 29 minutes, 9 out of 12 from the field, 4 out of 6 3-point shooting, 23 points. Hartenstein, 14 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 1 block. He had 5 points. Brunson, quiet night for him. Only 3 of 11 shooting, 1 out of 7 from the 3-point line. 12 points, 7 assists.
Mm.
DiVincenzo, 4 out of 9, 3 out of 8 from 3-point land. 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Good production off the bench for the Knicks. Got McBride with 16 points, 6 out of 13 shooting. Had a steal and a couple rebounds. And then you had Quentin Grimes, 5 out of 11, 4 out of 9 3-point shooting. 17 points, 3 steals, 4 rebounds. So Knicks
Mm-hmm.
overall, they only shot 41% from the field, but their defense holding the Blazers to 38% shooting 6 out of 29 from 3-point line for the Blazers. So that to me looked like the deciding factor
What's the rebound? What's the
in
rebound
the
in
game.
situation?
Knicks out rebound the Blazers 55-43. So
55 to what?
43.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what they
So
need to do. They need to make sure they out rebound the opposition on most nights. So I mean, yeah, I know it's Portland, so it's not like it's an upper echelon, but that score is closer than what it was because I was monitoring it. Um, I think at one point, I think they were up by like 34, 35 points. So
yeah, yeah. They control that game, start to finish pretty
yeah,
much. So Knicks on the road right now.
and they
Let's look
well,
at
the
the
next they
standings.
go they go.
Right now they're 21-15. I don't know if that's
I
updated or
forgot.
not.
They go to, I think they,
Yeah, 21-15. They're in sixth right now. And 16 of 9 in the conference, 10-4 at home. So the Knicks taking advantage of the home court advantage in Madison Square Garden there, 11-11 on the road.
next game is
Six
going
out of
to,
6-4 in the last 10. But of course, the 5 straight wins on the
and double check who they're playing next. It's a DC team. I know they're on the road. I think it's on. Is it a West
uh
team?
I
I
thought it
forgot.
was Cleveland. Yeah, Cleveland.
No, no, it's not Cleveland because after that they have Memphis, and then I know they
The
have
next game they have is Cleveland.
and then after that is Memphis.
After that, it's
Yeah,
Cleveland, Miami, Portland. Wait a minute.
no,
No. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the Nets. My fault. All right, Knicks. All right, here we go.
because I said these are the games they can make a run on.
Yeah. So let's see here. Show me the goddamn schedule. Oh yeah. So Dallas, then
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Memphis.
They go to Dallas, then they go to Memphis, then I know they have Houston after somewhere along there next week too. So
Yeah, Dallas, Memphis, Orlando, Houston, Washington, Toronto, the Nets, and then the Nuggets.
yeah,
So
so they have an opportunity to.
yeah, they
It's
got an
gonna be
That's a
some.
lot
opportunity
of
to
wins. That's a
Yeah,
lot of
finish
now,
the
wins
round.
coming up.
Dallas and Orlando is not going to be easy. I'm going to say that right now.
Yeah.
Um, Memphis right now, we got to find out what's going on because since they lost Ja Morant, so they
Pat,
did
what's good? What's good, man?
so
What's
bad.
good?
What's up?
NYT, I see y'all in the chat. What up? What
Hi.
up? What up, Earl Cole? What's up? What's popping,
Hi, what's
bro?
Earl,
up?
thanks for stopping in, Earl. Appreciate you as
Mission
always.
man, what it do? What it do, man? Appreciate
What's
you
up?
coming through, man. Appreciate y'all.
But oh yeah, go ahead, Biz, jump in, Lou, jump in. I know y'all want to give your take.
Yeah, let's hear from the Knicks fans before I get into these
Yeah, the
bum
Knicks.
ass Nets.
I like it. The Knicks are playing good. I'm excited about the Knicks. Been a
Jay
Knicks
Lay,
fan
what's going on? Sorry.
since 1989. So, uh, yeah, like you said earlier, it's the first time the Knicks are doing it right. Cannot criticize a damn thing they're doing. Love it.
I
Mm-hmm.
can,
Okay, why is that, Lou?
because we've sucked for 30 something years.
But it's changed now. It's turned around.
Appreciate you, NYT. Appreciate you subscribing, man. Appreciate the
Actually,
support.
in New York right now, you got to say, both teams in the Garden are the best teams in the whole damn city.
Rangers are kicking butt right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they on fire.
To be honest with you, I was thinking about watching them because they're on prime time on Saturday afternoon at 1. So I was like, maybe I'm gonna check them out since there's no more football. So
Never know.
Yeah,
Could be shades of '94. You never know.
hmm
could
hmm
When
be.
both those
Yeah,
teams made a run.
could be, man. Of course, the Knicks that year failed to bring home the championship, whereas the Rangers did. And I was at the parade as a young whippersnapper.
Wow.
I skipped school to go to the Rangers parade.
Yeah,
Oh
me too. I was there. I was
yeah,
there too.
anything to skip school, I get it. I get it.
Not the
That's what it is.
whippersnapper. Yeah, we just
Yeah, man.
Traded a different team. Just wish we still had Robinson. That injury sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade anybody. I'll leave it alone right now.
Yeah, I don't see why you would
Yeah, fun.
trade. But as for the Brooklyn Nets, this
What's up,
team is
JLA?
a hot mess. Um, struggling out the wahoo. They have lost, I believe, 12 out of 15 games. Um, sitting at 16 and 21 right now. And it hasn't been good, particularly for Mikal Bridges and this shooting slump that he's in. Mikal Bridges, of course, brought in here to be the main guy after one Kevin Durant took his basketball and went to Phoenix. So hasn't been good. Questions about the coach now, of course. You're always going to point the finger at the coach when the team is struggling. But Jock
Yeah,
Vaughn
trash.
hasn't been a very good coach up until this point. Questionable rotations, questionably sat some guys in a game against Milwaukee, a game that the Nets needed to win and compete in. Not figuring out what to do with Cam Thomas, in my opinion. 1 minute he's in the start lineup, the next minute he's on the bench.
Trash.
You don't see a lot of progression out of this team. So to me, you got one team going in one direction, you got another team going in another direction, and that's the Brooklyn Nets. So I think the Nets need to just tear it all the way down and start a whole new rebuild. And if that means getting McHale and moving on from Claxton or whatever else and trying to recruit some draft picks, and maybe building around Cam Thomas. Or if you don't want to build around Cam Thomas, you can let him go too. You can ship him out if that's the case. But I'm really nervous about this coach, this Jock Vaughn dude, man. He's not inspiring to me. He doesn't look like he don't have championship coach um, demeanor. You know what I'm saying? He's not getting the most out of his team. I feel like you got talented guys, Cam Johnson, you know, but yet you want to,
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
right.
Dennis Smith Jr. Not playing him. They just need to. I think they're half-ass doing it right now. They need to tear it down, start new, and figure this thing out, man. And I don't know if Jock Vaughn's the guy. I know he got a contract, man, but I ain't. I'm not with Jock Vaughn right now. Need to bring back Kenny Atkinson or something like that. The Nets with these coaches, these fluff coaches, man, it just not cutting it to me, man. But what's your thoughts, Coach?
Well, I mean, I understand what you're saying in terms of stripping it down. Now, when you say strip it down, that includes management and coaches too, right?
Yeah, yeah. My man got to go. Sean Marks, get him the fuck up out of here, right now.
So, um,
I
I
mean,
mean, you do have some valuable pieces that you can get draft picks for. So, I mean, I mean, I think you'll keep McHale. I'm not going to lie to you. Is he the number one? No, but he could be a good two or three. As long as you have a good number
yeah,
one. I mean, to be honest with you, maybe Donovan Mitchell is better suited for you guys. To put him on your team right there because
But what
he'll
does
take.
Donovan Mitchell want though? Is he trying to go somewhere where he can contend?
He
Because
wants
it
to
ain't
play
gonna be
in
the
New York.
Nets.
He wants to. First of all, I know he wants to contend, yes, but I know he wants to also play in New York. If it's not the
Oh,
Knicks, I did hear it was Brooklyn. So, because it is,
yeah.
and he's
KD
from
and
Long
Kyrie
Island.
said they want to play in New York too. I'm sick of these dudes wanting to play in New York. Then when they get to New York, they're like, "Oh, I don't want to
Well,
play
don't
here. Get me the hell up out of
don't
here."
no 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 don't forget Donovan Mitchell is from New York. So
Yeah, I
it's not
agree.
it's
They
not
went to the
like
wrong
Kate.
New York. They went to
So
the wrong New York. Sorry.
yeah. So what I'm saying is he probably would fit in nicely to take the pressure off of Mikal because he's that money guy. So he
NYT is right. They need to go back to Jersey where they belong.
nah Brooklyn could
Back
keep
to
him.
Jersey.
Brooklyn
Brooklyn
could keep him.
belongs
No,
in the
we don't
Nets.
want him in Jersey no more. We don't want him in Jersey. They didn't want to be here, so you know what?
Well,
Brooklyn can keep him.
we'll take the Nets. Y'all can have the Knicks. And all the hype and the media, whatever goes there. But at the end of the day,
No, 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 no,
you're
no,
still gonna
no.
be on the couch with the Nets at the end of the season. So
We
I
have
know
what
we
we
don't.
need. We
yeah,
have what
yeah,
we
you are.
need.
You are every year. So
No,
every
we
We
not.
single
we
year.
we have
No,
what
we
we need,
not.
which is the Giants. We have the Giants, and that's all that matters. So we don't need anything else. So
Fucking Giants. Just ready to shit their asses to Jersey. God damn
they are in
it.
Jersey. What are you talking about?
Shit.
They are in
Shit, well, ship
Jersey.
them to goddamn wherever. Ship them to
No,
fucking
but
England.
as far as
And the
the next,
fan base.
I mean, I understand your frustration, and it's one moment you have KD, Kyrie, and you're thinking you're going to be competing for championships, and it implodes, and then you make the changes with coaches because they hired the wrong coach from the door, and now you have Jacques Vaughn, and people did question why hire and bring him on because he didn't do well
I
in
don't like his
Orlando.
ass as a player. I remember his ass,
So
man, when he was a
so
player.
but I will say this though, if you honestly are going to restart, Kenny Atkinson does not want to come back, so forget it. He's
Yeah.
out the door. Honestly, who do you think
You
would
need.
be the best suit if you're going to restart?
Oh shit! There he
I
is.
don't know, man. I feel like we need a established coach. We need somebody like Tom Thibodeau to get us to that point. Like I feel like Tom Thibodeau is a coach that can get you to a certain point, and then maybe you want to get a move on and get somebody that can get you to a championship level. Like we just need somebody that can get us back to, you know, a level point. And this slide here is showing me a lot about this Nets team that Jock Vaughn can't handle this shit, man. He's not the guy. He's
Mm.
not the he's not the guy. You know what I'm saying? And
Oh,
and
you out,
and
Lou?
that's what I'm out. Oh,
Who's not?
Yeah, I'm going. I gotta go. I gotta run to the store, grab some stuff for the boys.
You ain't fucking going nowhere. You stay right there in your chair. You hear me?
Hey, whatever.
You understand me?
I'll see y'all tomorrow.
all right, man. Appreciate you coming
Where?
through, bro.
You good?
Appreciate it, man. Go sub to G Nation Inside Sports, man. Big Blue Crew. You already know what it is, man. Leather to the face. Saturday nights, man. Get your boxing on, your UFC, your bare knuckles, anything that's doing with combat sports, man. G Nation Inside Sports got you covered. And of course, the New York Giants all day, every day, man, bringing you the heat, man. So shout out to my bro, Lou. G
Appreciate you,
Nation
fellas. Make
Inside
sure you
Sports.
subscribe to Coach Ed Miz and Unpopular Opinion Sports. And until next time, fellas, y'all know what it is, man. Thank you for having me, guys.
All right, man.
Peace.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, Lou.
But yeah, man, I think they should. I think they should get tear this thing down, man. That's kind of where I'm at with this Nets team. If you want to keep Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson and build around them, it's and I feel like it's a chemistry issue with Cam Thomas and Cam Mikal Bridges. I don't know. I don't know if they're a fit for one another.
Yo, Mets wants in, bro. Let Mets in.
Mets.
You know,
Cam
Mets
Thomas
wants
though wants Cam Thomas wants to be a superstar,
the
and
way he said it was
I
funny.
question if he's really ready to put in the work and just because in a sense you got to shut your mouth and just go out and play and
I'll
let your
let
play
you
speak for
in,
itself.
Mets. You behave yourself, bro, because I don't want to
You
kick
know,
you off
Mets,
the.
let him have it.
I don't want to kick you out of here, man. I
Let's
hate doing
go.
that to people.
Where's
But
Pat? He working still?
we have a structured show here. This is not just
Mhm.
blabber.
Tom
Run
Lachaise.
your mouth.
I don't know if you saw Tom Lachey's first mock draft is out tonight.
Nah, we haven't gotten to that, so I mean,
Mm-mm. Yeah.
let's finish up with the Nets before we move on to anything
Yeah,
else.
but with the Nets though, my last point, man, before I move on, is we have to definitely think about
So Mets.
what we're gonna do as far as Nick Claxton. Now, I seen an article, coach, and the Knicks got a decision to make on Hartenstein too as well,
Mm-hmm.
in the free agency. So those are something I'm gonna be looking at. Are the Nets planning on moving on from Nick Claxton, or are they gonna give him this, 21-25 million dollar a year contract? And now he's going to be obviously one of your main pieces moving forward, one of your higher paid players. And so they just got to figure out, man. I just think this team needs a real number one superstar. And I think we need to go from there. I think we have twos and threes that we can build around, like Cam Thomas, Mikal Bridges, and Cam Johnson, so on and so forth. But we don't have that number one player, and I think that's the problem with the Brooklyn Nets here. But
If
go ahead, Mets.
if one were to ask me, in my view, this whole problem for Brooklyn really started to come about when they acquired Kevin Durant free agency and then later got James Harden in a trade. Those two egos and this team, and actually the whole New York City as a whole, are like oil and water. They don't go together. And that's what led to Brooklyn basically falling to pieces the last several years. Knocked down in the second round by Milwaukee in 21. Swept by Boston and Philly in the last two respective postseasons. Does this team look like it's going to get to the playoffs in 23-24? No.
Yeah, it's gonna be a struggle. Right now, the Nets are in 10th place, 16-21, and they are 5.5 games behind the New York Knickerbockers, who
But I
beat
think
them.
the Nets are going to be playing for that playing spot though.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're in the play-in right now, in the
yeah.
very last spot as we
And look
speak.
at who's in front of them. Orlando, Cleveland, Miami.
Cleveland, yeah, Chicago. They're fighting down there with
But
the
see,
Raptors and the Hawks.
Chicago and the Hawks are going to be the tricky ones because are they going to make those trades? Because if they make any trades, then that's going to push them. I feel it's going to push them down. If Chicago trades out in what's his name?
Levine.
Not Levine. What's his name?
DeRozan.
Yeah, DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan,
Yeah,
that's
because
right.
there are some teams. I mean, they've even talked about the Knicks, and I'm like, no, don't bring him here because yeah, he's good offensively. He can get you points, but I think he clogs up the middle. But again, that for the Nets, that's what you got to watch right now in YG. If Atlanta makes those trades, because I did hear Atlanta is Murray for Murray for Pascal Siakam.
Pascal, I heard about that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I heard the
you
Knicks
know,
were in the Murray sweepstakes as well.
yeah,
But
but I hope not. But
yeah,
No,
I
I
don't
don't
see
want
it
Especially
fit.
with what the Knicks got in their most recent trade. It's worked out pretty well so far. I mean, specifically with OG Anunoby. Not so much with Achua or Flynn, but you get the point.
Well, Achua and
Yeah.
Flynn are reserves, so Achua has to get acclimated. He helps in terms of giving relief for Hartenstein and Julius because that was one of the biggest issues with the Knicks with Julius, where you didn't have a backup for him, but now you do. So
Well, that's because you got rid of the last backup in Obi
exactly,
Toppin.
Now hold
exactly.
on, I got a question here.
Miz,
I
go
should
ahead.
know the answer, but Is there a deadline for trading in the NBA, or you could trade all
Yeah,
season?
February
Yeah.
8th. February 8th is the trade deadline. We got a
Yeah.
month.
Any other players to pick up after that point are in free
There's
agents.
no rush. I would play right up to the last 2 or 3 days, see what's up.
And usually that's what they do.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of teams do. They evaluate their squad right up leading up into that trade deadline. Of course, you're gonna have preliminary discussions with certain teams about certain players, but the deals aren't usually triggered until right up into that deadline. Now, the NBA trade deadline has been a little quiet in recent years, but it is one of the more premier active trade deadlines. A lot more active than the NFL and Major League Baseball.
Well,
So
it's going to be quieter now because don't they have that penalty
yeah,
phase or whatever? You
What
know,
penalty?
yeah. There's some type of penalty
it's a
phase where
rule. Yeah.
yeah, that if you go up to a certain point, you get penalty. You get it's confusing. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Let
I
me
went over
guess.
that early last year. In
Yeah.
reference to it.
Cost you a draft pick or something.
It's money, and I forgot what. Like I said, I forgot what it was. I did it last year, where I broke it down. I'd have to go back and look at it. So, but my point being is, a lot of teams, like, there's a phase one and a phase two. So teams are going to try, maybe phase one, but phase two they want to stay away from. And I believe it's money. I think it's almost something similar to baseball. In that regard. So, but again, I don't remember it off the top of my head. So, but my point being is, I don't think it's going to be, the wild, wild west in terms of free agency. It's just, teams are going to try and get something that only can help their team, and that's pretty much it. So,
All right.
Big time facts. But let's switch gears here. Let's get into the Jets a little bit. I know Miz likes talking about the Jets, likes
yeah,
like shitting on the Jets.
Yeah, hold on. Let me go get my recycled garbage can, the blue one. Hold on.
I'm gonna ask this, but with this one, you're kidding me with the Jets. It took them 8 years to beat New England again, and it took New England a tank and a snowball to finally get that monkey off the back.
Hey, they got it done. Hey, look
Patriots
how long
don't
it took
care.
us to beat the Eagles.
The Patriots walk off that field a winner, bro. They walk
The
away the winner.
Jets
You got the
beat
higher picks.
the Jets beat the Patriots when they was down and kicked them while they was down. The Giants did the same thing to the Eagles.
Yeah, 100%.
Ain't no sympathy here, damn it.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh yo,
still,
don't be a delusional Giant fan. Don't think the Eagles came and played their hardest A game. They really did
I
not.
don't give a damn, yo. We beat
Oh
them.
no, I'll take it. Of course, I'll take it. But let's be
I'm
honest with ourselves.
I'm just gonna say this about the Jets season as a whole. What killed them? Putting all their eggs in the Aaron Rodgers basket. They did the same mistake 15 years ago with Brett Favre, and it blew up in their faces. Yes or no?
Hold on, I'll get Buko in here right now. NYG.
And we knew it. I said it. I said it on this very show. I said
He was going
this ain't
off
gonna
all
end
day.
well.
I
This
even
is not
said
gonna
off
end
camera
well
on my own
with
show
the
that it
Jets.
wasn't going to end well. And what happened? 75 seconds, torn Achilles. He's out for the year. And after a Pyrrhic victory against Buffalo in the opener, it's status quo Jets.
congratulations. You got the win. You got the monkey off your back. That's really the biggest thing.
Yeah.
So they went out there and they won the game. So now the next phase is, preparing for the free agency, the draft. What are you doing? And the big monkey elephant in the room? What are you going to do with Wilson? Zach Wilson, I mean.
What you gonna get for this cat? Well, they got something for Sam Darnold, so I can't say they're gonna
Somebody
get
will
nothing
give
for him.
something. They'll probably give a 5th or a 6th round draft pick.
Yeah.
And,
What did Dallas give up for Trey Lance?
what?
I think a third or two.
No, I thought it was
less than that. Yeah.
I thought it was a 5th or a.
He was saying all day, Buko, that he's really mad because he wants the whole fan base wants Salah out. They want Verbal as their head coach, Vrabel, which is not going to happen. The
Aaron
regime's
Rodgers doesn't
coming
want
back
that.
for one more year. Rogers said so. You know, whatever Rogers said
Anytime.
happens. You know what I mean? So,
About Wink. If that's true, then Wink is wrong. Head coach is the
and
boss.
be honest with you, it's a mess because I'm looking at Rogers more and more like as he gets involved with this outside bullshit with Kimball and all these other drama stories. That I feel like he's literally using the Jets. Like, I don't know how all in he is. He got all this other stuff going on, you know, like
Yeah.
so the Jets can't move on from coaching.
You're doomed to repeat.
Hold on, Mess. Let him finish.
1 second, Mess. The Jets can't move on from the head coach, which we all know he's not the head coach for them. They can't go. He brought in his goons. They stunk, okay, right? Lazard, the other guy, Cobb, we all know was an older guy, whatever. Dude, they can't freaking go get a young QB in his draft and start their future because they got to go get a lineman for Rodgers now. And if it don't work out next year, all this shit, they're going to have to reset all over again because you know the whole regime's getting fired next year. It's weird, to be honest with you.
But the Jets have been like this since the 2012 season, the infamous butt fuck year. And that's when things went into a tailspin. The closest they've gotten to even reaching the modicum of former glory was 2015, and Rex Ryan blew it in the finale against Buffalo.
Yeah, the Jets. I think you're right, Miz. Like this team, this is a squad that's actually primed, to insert a new quarterback and a new head coach. You know what I'm saying? But what they're gonna do is they're gonna run it back with Saleh, who I do not think is a great head coach. I think he's a great defensive coordinator, but I'm questioning him in his head coaching ability. And you know, what's this guy named Hackett? He's terrible. And you're gonna run it back with him. That's Rodgers' boy, and you know, you basically got Aaron Rodgers holding your franchise hostage, and you gotta hope and pray and do all this and all that he comes back healthy, and he's the Aaron Rodgers look. This dude could come back and stink, like for real. He could come back and be terrible, you know. And then it just did wasted picks, and you know, now you got to go around looking for the next guy, you know, to lead your franchise. And this is, I don't. It's hard.
With
it's
that
hard
too,
with
I
the
think
Jets,
is this like the same thing I say about the Giants. You know, this is a little bit different because their QB is much older, but this is the class for them to get that young quarterback. I don't know if that's going to be there next year or the year after. That's the whole thing.
The thing with the Jets though is the Jets are in the AFC East, we're in the NFC East, whatever. Simulations are similar, but with the Jets is, look, the Jets got a good team. Like, I mean, they have a lot of pieces already in place, but the problem is they don't have no direction because you don't know what's going on with the coach, with the coordinators, and then, you know, this quarterback situation with Aaron Rodgers. So I don't know. It just feels like to me, like he's in the way because you're waiting on him, and you can't. You're making moves based on Aaron Rodgers. You know, you're building around a 40-year-old quarterback. Not saying that he can't get it done, but now he's coming off an injury. So now you have all these question marks. I hate going into a season with a shit ton of question marks. That's why this Wink Martindale shit pisses me off. Because now we got another question mark on the defensive side of the ball. You know, I hate with these question marks. And the Jets, they got question marks with quarterback, you know, and I don't know if it's going to end well for them personally. It's my opinion. Coach, get in there.
No, you guys covered it all, man. I mean, you know, the way this organization is run. I mean, leaving it to Aaron Rodgers, basically, he's holding them hostage. You know, I mean, there's not much they can do. I mean, what can you really add to this franchise that's going to help elevate that offense? You know, yeah, Aaron Rodgers is coming back, but you know, like you guys alluded to, the injuries. I mean, how good is he going to be coming back from the injury? You know, and you know, you got to be able to protect him. So you got to build the offensive line. So,
Yeah.
And they don't have a second round pick. Remember that. So
mm-hmm.
I mean,
look,
you definitely need a
here's the
tackle.
thing: if those two tackles, one of them doesn't get to 10 for the Jets, they are screwed.
We know one of them is Olu, who I would want the Giants to get, but who's the other tackle?
Joe.
You got Joe Alt from Notre Dame, and you got the other guy from Penn State. Those are the two beast tackles. There are other ones that are good, but not on a mountain level.
So
that
the
those
Jets
two
are picking 10.
Yes,
I can
You
tell you
might-
right
they
now,
might-
Tennessee more than likely is going to take
Taking
a
a tackle.
offensive lineman, and then you got to worry about the Chargers, who could take a tackle.
I'll be honest with you, and like you
the
also got to
Arizona
put the
Cardinals
Giants in
could
that
take a
circle.
tackle.
You
The
know what?
Giants
Y'all
could take a
forget-
tackle. Yeah.
Y'all are forgetting one thing though. The tackle from Washington, he is there. He's in that
Yeah,
range.
for Tino.
You know,
I think they have him rated a little bit lower though than.
Yeah, no, I think he's around 15. So
Yeah.
if the Jets want to reach for him,
And then you got that right tackle from Fuaga from Oregon State. You got him
Oregon
too.
State.
That's
yeah.
the guy. Buko said that a lot of Jet fans are saying that they're probably going to draft the guy from Oregon State.
Oh, Fuaga, okay, yeah, he's pretty good too. I know
No,
Pat
he's
had
good.
did some film work on him. Yeah, but he's
So we
he's
see. I mean, listen, like I said, Thomas Shade's draft just came out tonight. If you guys want to look at it, they got the Giants taking Dallas from Alabama.
Dallas Turner makes sense.
Tankathon
Depends
has
on, but it depends on.
Angel.
It depends on who's the first five before him.
I'll read it to you. Okay. Because the Bears are number one. They took Khalid Williams. Number 2, Washington took Drake May. Number 3, Patriots took Jaden Daniels. Cardinals took Marvin Harrison. Chargers took Brock Bowers. Giants took Dallas Turner. We'll go all the way to 10. Titans took Fashanu, the Penn State tackle. Atlanta Falcons at 8 took Malik Neighbors. Number 9, the Chicago Bears took wide receiver Roma Odunze. And number 10, the Jets took Joe Alt, tackle from Notre Dame. That's just a mock, right? It's an early mock, but
Yeah, no, I said it early, but I can also see it go that way too.
Tudu, what's good?
that's
What's
if there's no
good, man?
trades. Yes.
Good, Jayla. What's up, everybody? Appreciate
More
y'all
than
coming
likely,
through.
though, yeah, there's going to be trades. I really feel it. It's going to go that way. So
Yeah, I think there's gonna be trades in this because you got teams in the top 5 that don't need quarterbacks. You know, if the Bears stay with Fields, they'll be looking to trade out. Arizona could be looking to trade out. They're locked in with Kyler Murray, and then you got the Chargers over there with Herbert. You know, they ain't going nowhere with him. They just signed him to a big contract. So that's what's
contract to boot.
yeah, that's what's going to shake up this draft. Is you got like I said, top 5 teams right now. Chicago, who may stay with
Arizona.
Justin Fields. Washington, New England, they probably going to be looking to take a quarterback, bringing in new head coaches. We'll see with New England because if Belichick stays there, I don't know if they take a quarterback.
They still take, even if Belichick stays there.
I don't know.
they
Bill
May, I'm
Belichick,
telling
you know how Bill Belichick is, man. Stop playing.
He's dying for a quarterback. He hates the QBs they got. Those two
Yeah,
QBs
but
are
he
gone.
might not take one at 4 or 3 though. You know, he's one of them cats that would take one in the 2nd or 3rd round.
This is actually a bad move.
No chance. Not at this age. He's getting old. It's over.
Man, I'm telling you,
He ain't got time for like 10 years thing.
Especially when after Michael
they might
Penix-
trade out. They could be the ones to trade out. I could see New England trading out. New England is known for trading.
I
Man,
don't
back
know.
in the days, not no more.
I don't know, guys. I mean, after Michael Penix, who's projected to go to Minnesota, the next quarterback to be picked up is Bo Nix, and they have him listed at 43 going to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I'm told you guys in the past. I'm gonna say it again, man. If the Giants are not going up, and that's fine. These are the 2 choices the Giants have. They're either going up to get Drake May, or they're not drafting a quarterback. Bottom line.
I guess they ain't
Like I
drafting a
said,
quarterback because they
Or
ain't
they're
getting
trading back and picking up assets.
tell
That's
you right
different. Yeah,
now,
that could happen.
the Giants are not trading up for Drake May. I'm gonna
Oh,
tell you
there's a
that right
lot of
now.
noise about it.
They
NYG,
would have had
there's
more
going to be a lot of
capital
noise
Man,
about it.
if they.
noise.
If there's one
That's
thing
the
I
guy
hate, all
Shane
the
loves.
noise.
He's the only one worth it anyway, is what I'm saying. So if they don't, that's fine. I don't want none of these projects. If you're going to do that, then wait for
Drake
the
May
second
is a
round.
project. He's a huge project. He's
No,
more of
he's
a
not.
project
No,
than
he's
yeah,
not. Drake
he
May's the
is.
best quarterback in the nation. You're going to see it, man. You guys are going to give me talk shit cookies when it happens, just like in the past when I've been right over and over and over. Listen,
Dude, Jaden Daniels is the best quarterback of this crop.
Mm. All right, y'all entitled to your opinion, so I'll leave it alone.
Or rather,
I don't
Bo
care
Nix.
the school he plays for. That doesn't mean nothing to me. That school shit means absolutely nothing.
I'm gonna say this, Miz. I'm gonna
Good
say that
draft, Mr.
if
Trubisky.
you really are that strong on him, fine, okay. I respect. I don't agree with you,
I am.
but the problem is, okay. Look at the history of Carolina / Texas quarterbacks. Look at the history. They do not translate to the NFL.
Trying to tell him.
I don't care about
You
the school thing. I really don't. That
It's
doesn't mean
not.
nothing
I'm
to
not
me.
talking about the school. I'm talking about the coaching that they're getting. You can tell me. Look, Vince Young was talented. I
What's
mean,
good, Alex? What's good, bro?
he needed work on his passing,
No,
but he's talented. They said the same thing about Sam Howell coming out. He was
Yeah.
talented. Mitch Trubisky,
He,
another one. I mean, you can go down the list. The quarterbacks that come from Mac Brown's system do not translate to the NFL. They're talented. Some of them are talented. They have
until one does, coach. Until one
okay.
does. It's bound to happen.
they don't ask them to do a
I'm
lot in
not saying
Carolina.
go trade up for him. See
Carolina
what I'm
is a running
No, I know you're not
football
saying trade
team.
up, but your
I'm
statement
not
was the
saying
best.
trade up and go chase this
No,
guy. I'm not
I
for
didn't
that.
say that. You said he's the best quarterback in this draft. And my argument to push back on that is he's not.
All
I'm
right, we'll
telling you
see.
right now, Penix is the best quarterback. And yes, Michigan
No, but the
handled.
injuries, man,
Okay, you're talking injuries. We're talking about that's the thing.
I
You
like
said he's the
Penix.
best quarterback. When you say quarterback, I'm looking at talent and what they do. Injuries is a different thing. But any player, Drake May can go out and get an injury his first week in training camp. Then
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, you
But if
can,
we're
but you got to
talking
look for it
about
what it is right now.
quarterback,
You can't about what could happen in week 2. You got to look at it as
no,
right
I
now.
understand that. But the point I'm making is you made the statement that he's the best quarterback. So you explain to me when you say he's what do you look for in a quarterback?
What I look for in a quarterback is a whole bunch of things. I look at obviously you're going to look at the basic stuff, mechanics, arm, is he a leader? You know what I'm saying? Is he accurate? All that. Okay. Now let's get away from the football stuff. Leadership. What kind of character is he? How is his roots? How did he come up? And what type of character is he? Is he gonna fit the location of the country, the organization he's going to? That's big, coach.
No, I don't think it's big. All right,
Yeah, it is
because
big. It
no,
is big.
because no, Miz. I mean, okay, if that's the case, there's a lot of guys who are picked up who they go somewhere else, and you know what? They're from New York City. They go somewhere to a small market. It's slow, and they say it, but they go out and they perform. What you do on the field is
Right,
different. Now
that's different.
you may
And
you
you're
may,
going with the opposite. You're going with the opposite.
but see, that's the
Yeah,
point.
Drake May hasn't.
I'm
Jay
talking
makes
about
a good comment
Go ahead.
too.
Go ahead.
Says Drake May hasn't played against um that
I
many
don't
great
care, man. You play
teams.
who you play, man.
But
You
Miz,
play
what
who
I'm
you play.
saying
You
is
can't hold it
in
against
terms of
him.
in terms see the first thing I look at in terms of playing quarterback is your ability to process the process. It has to be. You have to
Mhm.
be able to pre-snap, know what type of coverage they're in, and pick up on any tendencies to see if they're changing post-snap.
You right back,
How do you
coach.
adjust to that? So your mental is more than anything. Prime example was Chad Pennington with the Jets. He was great at processing, but his physical skills was not elite. But he was still a good quarterback. So yes, you want to have a quarterback can throw. Yes, okay, fine. But the main thing is processing and then anticipation and accuracy. Now, do they fit the system that you're running? Now, that's the next step.
Well, you got to
So
tell me.
for
If
me, that's
Shane is scouting this guy so intensely all year, they must know that he is the
okay.
match
And
for him.
what if he's putting on a smoke screen to do that? There have been
No,
GMs who do that.
I doubt it.
Okay. Well,
So he
you say
went.
you doubt
So
it.
he went. So he went to 8 of this guy's games personally, just for smoke screen for the country. Come on.
So initially, you want to do evaluation. I get that. But after that, man, I mean, yes, there have been GMs who have done smoke screen. Everyone says, "Oh, they did this, they did this." Todd McShay and Kuiper have all said that they've done this, they've done that, and then next thing you know is, "Oh no, they didn't do that. It was a smoke screen." Yes, it happens. Please don't act like it doesn't happen. Now, if you don't want to
Not a
believe
whole
he's doing
season,
that, that's fine. That's fine. I don't believe it. Is he doing his evaluation? It could be that he's doing extra work because he has questions about the kid. So does he fit the system? Is he going to fit? He has to go back and take a look. He's asking questions. He's looking at film. So I mean, I don't get
There is a
caught.
lot of information, coach, that points that Drake May is their number one guy, man. Does this come from me because I like him? I don't
Okay,
even
well,
know the guy that well.
who
No,
was the
no,
number
no, no,
one guy?
no, 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 no,
Last
no.
year, who was the number one guy for the Giants last year? Was it Kayvon Thibodeau?
Oh, they had 2 picks.
Last year, no, it was DeAndre Banks.
I mean,
Deontay
2 years
about
Banks.
ago.
the
I'm
year
sorry.
before, right?
The year
Coach about
before.
the
I'm
year
sorry.
before.
Yeah, I meant the year
Yeah.
before. My apologies.
I think the year before they had 2 picks, but they were really focused on getting a tackle. So I would have thought it was Evan Neal. So, but
Yeah,
because they were getting Kayvon at 5, they knew that Neal would still be there at 7, so they took Kayvon first. You know what I mean?
they
Because
did
some other
not know
teams
Neil
looked
was
at
going
him.
to be there. They were taking a chance on one of 3 players, which was what's his
They
name? Went to
wanted
Right,
Carolina.
right, right,
Aquano.
right.
Yeah,
But
That's
who
what they
was their
yeah.
wanted.
number one?
They
Who was their number one?
they they really wanted Aquano. Yes, they really want, and that's my point. So again, they put that out there that they wanted Equano. Everyone thought they were going to take Equano at 5, but they took Kayvon.
Did
No
they?
one
I
knew
heard
that
they
they were
wanted Neal.
interested in Kayvon. Yeah, but what I'm saying is no one know that they wanted Neil that bad. I mean, not Neil, Kayvon. So yes, you put some things out there. You play games. What was the biggest thing about Gettleman? He puts it all out there so everyone knows. That Shane is smart enough to know that. That's why I'm like,
Oh yeah,
okay, I'm
no.
not buying into all
Shane
that.
is great at that. I know.
You need this, all this information because a lot of the information comes from the media. I don't buy into the
No,
media because
Shane ain't said nothing. Shane has not said a
you
damn
know
thing. You gotta look at stuff.
everyone. Okay,
Mm-hmm. No,
You got to
you're
look at
right.
stuff. I'm not saying Shane ever
I
said
don't,
that.
I'm
I
not
want to
saying you
have
don't
Drake
look.
May.
You
You know.
don't. Okay, everyone's looking at stuff and they're saying this is what it's going to be. This is what it's going to be because of that. Okay, you're entitled to that. I don't look at it
No,
like that.
we're not gonna get him anyway.
So,
That's what I'm saying.
real quick, Coach, Tudo has a question in the chat. Says, "What's your opinion on DJ's future with the Giants, Coach? 2 major neck surgeries, major hamstring, major ACL surgeries, and
If
a hundred
he's
sixty million
cleared to
dollar
play next
contract."
year, if he's cleared to play next year, he is playing, or he's at least going to have an opportunity to compete for the position if they draft a quarterback. And that's just a reality. Will he probably start if he's good to go and then
Yeah,
transition depending on how things go? Yes.
sure.
But I mean, right now you have that money tied up into him. You're not just going to throw it away. I think Myra and Tish was to have a hissy fit.
Yeah.
We're gonna throw away
Especially,
40.
No, he's gonna start next year. He's the veteran quarterback.
well, look what they did to Eli Manning after they drafted Jones. They sat him after 2 games.
Well, that's the way you do it. You bring in a kid and you let him sit for a year or whatever it is. You know.
But that's because the fans are complaining. Eli is washed. Sit him already. We've left him in there for 3 years too long. Let Jones get a crack. And we gave him a crack under Shermer. The problem was the kid was butterfingered and was turnover happy.
All right, but yeah, but he
Let
changed.
me tell you something, Jaden Daniels is a very nice athletic quarterback. He's going to need a lot of work in the
All these
NFL.
quarterbacks are going to need work.
Drake
People are so
May's
high
gonna
on
need work though. That's what I'm
Caleb Williams
saying.
needs work.
Yeah,
I've watched Caleb Williams. People are going to be surprised about him. They're going to be really
yeah, he
surprised.
needs work. He does. You're right.
Well, that's why I said Khalid
I think the
Williams
most
on
pro-ready quarterback is Penix.
Exactly.
Penix. But the problem is the injuries. You seen it again last night. His ribs, his shoulder. You see it. He's broken, man.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna
That's
have
an
questions
issue.
with it. You're gonna have questions with a lot of these quarterbacks, bro. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
why I said the certain organizations had to have their GMs had to do major homework and know that that's the guy for us. You know.
Exactly.
The other
Which goes
option was
back into
JJ
Shane.
McCarthy, but he was pretty hit or miss.
JJ McCarthy could be taken in the second round. I think. I don't think he's gonna be a
Yes.
first round quarterback. And he could go to a team and do well, but again, you gotta have the right structure around him. You're gonna have to let him sit. You're gonna have to let him develop. As is all these quarterbacks. The only one I think that can come in from day one with an offensive line and a decent team around him is Michael Penix Jr. Every other quarterback in this draft class needs work. I don't give a damn what the media is telling you, talking about this generational quarterback crap. No, all these kids need to work and learn the NFL game and learn the speed of the NFL game, anticipation. We talk about these different traits with quarterbacks, processing. You know, the college level and the NFL level is two different things, especially when it comes to processing and reading defenses. A lot of these quarterbacks in these, a lot of these systems ran in college. And shout out to Coach. I'm glad I'm actually starting to learn and study the college game a little bit more. These offenses are very much simplified and tailored to the particular quarterback's skill set. So now you're going to be bringing in a quarterback from a certain system in college, and you're going to be trying to teach him the NFL system, which is a lot different. You got defensive coordinators like Wink Martindale with crazy blitz concepts and shit like that. It's going to take time for these quarterbacks to learn that stuff, man. You know, you're not just going to come in and just hit the ground running.
Let me say this. Michael Penix, you learned last night, he still needs work.
Yeah.
Michigan threw some complex coverages at him last night, which was holding him. You know, so the way that they rolled, going to 30 clouds, things of that nature. It took him time. He hadn't seen it all year, so it's going to take him time. But he has the most mental ability to process. So, the only other one I would say who has more processing ability than him is Shador Sanders, and he's not coming out. And Shador has been trained to read NFL coverages.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
His dad
so-
was the
everybody.
best cornerback of all time. Hold up. Let me get to a couple comments. And then I'll let
Wait a
you.
minute, no, go back. I didn't see Alex's.
It says I have it good on authority that May is the Giants QB1.
Okay.
Came from a Giants beat reporter. I mean,
Okay.
if that's the case, then hey, and if they go get Drake May, I'll be cheering. But
I'll cheer for him, but you're going to have to
they-
give up a lot.
yeah,
I don't know if they're gonna do that, so that's why I'm saying.
and you're gonna have to surround him with some talent. You can't do what they did to Bryce Young and go out there and give him Adam Thielen as his number one target and trade away, all these pieces and stuff, So you're going to get this quarterback. Now you got to think about bringing back Barkley. You got to give him money. You're going to have to go out there and get you at least somebody that can be of the number one wide receiver. Because remember, you're going to be using your picks now on your quarterback, so you can't get one in the draft. So now you got to chase free agency to go get a number one. You see all the problems that shit creates? You guys don't understand it, man. I'm trying to tell you, that's not a smart move. You know what I'm saying? With this Giants team, you know what I'm saying? And now you turning over the defense against you, just creating problems. More problems compounding on more types of problems, man. That's what been the problem with this Giants team.
I'd rather go to a 4-3 anyway, to be honest with you, NYG.
We can go to a 4-3, you know what I'm saying? But still, it's going to be a learning curve. Because what the fans are trying to tell me now is we go get this quarterback, we're going to jump from 6 wins to playoff contention. That's what they selling us right now. They think the quarterback is the difference from the Giants from being from 6 wins. This is what I'm being told. I don't want to hear it. I'm being told that the difference from the Giants winning these games this year, from this year, from last year, is the quarterback. The quarterback regressed. The quarterback play regressed. Damn the offensive line. This is what I'm being told by certain fans on social media, that the quarterback has regressed, and that we get the quarterback, we're going to jump from 6 wins to playoff contention. This massive improvement. Now I hear Miz and Alex and other fans saying, we need to be patient, but that's not going to be the expectation, bro. I don't give a damn how you feel. It's not going to be the expectation. Fans are going to be expecting this quarterback to come in here and be immediately better than what they've seen over the last 5 years from Daniel freaking Jones. That's
Also, I just wanted to talk about for Drake May. I'm sorry.
Hold up.
Okay.
Hold up. This is why we do the show the way we do it.
Okay.
I'll run it. I will give you a chance to speak. But I just want to, get everything out in the open, with the comments and everything. We got a lot of comments. We try to interact with the chat too. So as Jay saying, why not Jaden Daniels? Look, Jaden Daniels, I think, can be one of the best quarterbacks in this class, but you got to run a system like you running with Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? We talked about Penix, talked about Drake May. Caleb Williams is another one. Bo Nix is another one. Whatever you do, you still need to have the proper structure around your quarterback. So why are you going to be giving up picks and valuable assets, and then you're going to have to pay guys in free agency to supplement what you gave up in the draft, because you're not going to have the picks to get talent. You're going to have to spend the money. It's just a problem. You see what I'm saying? It's just a problem, man. Booking says we'll find out in April. I like Penix pause. Arch Manning 2026. And I ain't on that train. Football, people get injured, yeah, but the difference is the depth. The depth when these people get injured, So what's gonna be funny to me is you stick Caleb Williams out there or Drake May, and they go out there and get a concussion, or God forbid, get some type of injury. Bless you. God forbid, get some type of injury, and then guess who you're gonna be putting in there? Your good old buddy Daniel Jones, and it's gonna make the fan base so irate because you're gonna have to see Daniel Jones again. So that's where I'm at. Let me just run down the comments here. Daniels is good. I like Penix. Yeah, Penix is the best quarterback.
No, he's not.
Give up the picks.
Injuries matter.
For the dude you love is going to take 1 to 2 years away. Yeah, I don't think this fan base is going to want to wait 1 to 2 years, and I don't know if Brian Dable and Joe Shane are going to last 1 to 2 years if this shit.
If they draft their quarterback, NYG, because it's called they get to reset the clock. That wasn't my guy. Now it starts now with my guy. That's what they tell the owner, and the owner's going to buy that. Every owner would buy that.
Well, be prepared.
That's called resetting the clock. So Joe Shane is not a stupid guy, right?
Yes, it is. But I will say this. All right, you get your guy, and you go to 2 wins. That's not resetting the clock.
Right.
Okay. Now I'll give you the other side of that, coach. And I'm not arguing. I'm fine. If Daniel Jones comes out next year and we rolling with him, I am all for him. I do not hate Jones. I'm not.
Oh, it's not about Daniel Jones with me. It's not about.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's not about Daniel Jones with me either.
Let me just say this. You roll with Jones and you don't get some type of quarterback, even in the early second round, somebody that you could say, okay, we're working on this guy for the future, but right now we're still with Jones. You only go with Jones next year and you win 7 games and don't make the playoffs, this regime is done. Out. I hope you know that.
It's not about the regime. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is you said they get to reset the clock, okay? Because they're player. And I get what you're saying, but they're still at least with the talent that's here. If you're telling me the rookie quarterback is going to at least you're going to take you're going to take your lumps and there's going to be a learning curve. I get all that. But if you're telling me that you go from 6 wins to 2 wins, for me, that's a hard take. That's a
Yeah,
hard
me
to,
too.
even with a rookie quarterback. Now, if we were just trash all together, okay, then I can understand that. If we were a 3 or 4 win team and we just went down to 2, okay, I'm expecting that. But we're a 6 win team. There were some games that we all cried about that we should have won, so we were right there. I'm not talking about the Dallas games or anything like that, but there were games that we easily could have gone our way. But now you go down to 2 wins and you look bad at it, that's a problem. And you're going to give up you to
No, I
go
agree.
get May
That's why.
or Williams. But now you said it's May. Okay, you to move up to get him, you're going to have to give up a second, maybe a third, and a future first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's mortgaging. To me, that's mortgaging your future. I get it. I understand. You want the quarterback, and you're right. You
No,
know
I
what?
didn't.
Maybe you
No,
get a quarterback later.
no, I didn't say I wanted. I would do that. I won't do that. That's
No,
why.
but what I'm saying is to get made, and that's their number one guy. You're going to have to move
Yeah.
up to
Well,
get
You had
him.
to
I
move
put that
up.
on the table because you know that they might be just thinking about it. I'm not saying that we should do that, but
Fucking
you know what I'm saying. It's an
Brian.
option on their mind.
Yes, no, I understand. You have to look at all options. I'm not saying don't look at it, but what I'm saying is it really worth it? Because if you give up a second, a third, or a third and a fourth, and a
No,
and
I
a future
understand.
first,
Right.
that to me that's a lot. And
Especially
and
when
this
we're
is
building a team. I know what you're saying, and that's why you didn't let me. They didn't let me finish when we first
I'm sorry.
started
Go ahead.
this.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
What I was saying when we first started this 10 minutes ago, the Giants can whatever's left in not whatever's left, but if let's say Penix and JJ is left to the late first, early second, they can make their move and get a guy there. So maybe you don't spend your sixth pick on a quarterback. What I was saying is if it's not Khalib or May, if they're both gone and they're probably both gonna be gone, they probably ain't taking a quarterback at 6. That's what I was trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
I've come to that realization. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At which point, if those two are gone, who do you go for? You go for the tackle or you go for a wideout?
take the best available talent, whatever you want, the wide
Yeah.
receiver or the tackle,
You
or
gotta go
probably most likely
BPA.
they're probably gonna go with the edge guy, to be honest with you.
You gotta go BPA, but it's gonna be dependent upon what you do in free agency. So real quick, Raphael, if you want to speak, go ahead, and then I'm gonna let Alex get in there because I know Alex wants to make a point on this.
Yeah, then between about for Drake May, I mean, he could be like consistent Pro Bowl nominee on the verge of the Pro Bowl. I mean, he has a good arm. He can really singlet. I mean, he also can run, but it's not his main thing, which is make him sometimes scary sometimes. But I think his weight is getting closer to Big Ben. Remember that guy for the Pittsburgh Steelers? He also put out the numbers, but he had the worst supporting class than all the competing quarterbacks. It will be like a good pick. He has he has good vision, great head for the game, sneaky good on the run. Also, he puts his risk doing it. He has a good arm strength and accuracy. I mean, he threw a lefty touchdown pass with a team tackle against Pittsburgh that year, but they had the nastiest throw I've been seeing of the season, college or NFL. I mean, he's real great, but he was held by that own lane that it looked players compared for the most major teams. Give me him in a line to protect him, and he will produce. Sometimes it just reminds to keep that feet on the ground every once in a while. He's very made more darling than the most quarterbacks. His numbers is the loss of his coach, and he never currently interested in NFL possibilities. He's smart. He has a good form, but with a powerful arm. I mean, the most important thing for me is to have a shot that he has to say is the organization itself. It will need like a proven quarterback coach and they're willing to build around the strengths and knowledge that's willing to spend the targets. I mean, they're going to have it a short time in the next level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're right, man. I think Drake May is one of those quarterbacks that he. I mean, you looking at you looking at Drake May over there with Sam Howell in Washington, in my opinion, man. But that's just me, man. I watched Carolina. I watch their quarterbacks. I've been watching their quarterbacks, way back, like I said, with Trubisky, TJ Yates, Sam Howell, so on and so forth, man. They're all the same. Not saying they're all the same, like as a person, but they're not NFL type caliber quarterbacks. They're not difference making type caliber quarterbacks. They're not franchise changing caliber quarterbacks. But if you just want a quarterback, go ahead and get Drake May and pray you can protect him, because he is going to need some protection as he learns the speed of the NFL game, because that processing is not where you want it to be at right now from an NFL level standpoint. But I'm Unpopular Opinion Sports, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. Hit that like button, man, for my fellow members of the Big Blue crew on the panel with me, man. That being Big Blue in the Bronx, my man Alex. Sub up to him. Sub up to Miz, man. Miz in the midday. Of course, we got Rafael El Capitan on here. We got Mets, a.k.a. Snarf. And we got the one and only Mr. Coach Ed Gladney. Coach Ed Gladney's amazing world of sports, man. Good job on that national championship game last night, Coach.
Thank
But
you.
Alex, what's your thoughts on all this, man?
Yeah,
talk to me.
so I mean, this is just my opinion on the way I view things with the whole quarterback situation. I personally think that this is just my opinion. You guys are taking the draft picks part a little too seriously. Now, what do I say by that? You take a look, right? Let's just say, and I proposed this trade based on what Fireside Giants was doing, and they took it from somebody else, that you give up a player on your roster, a first and a third next year, and a first and a second this year, right? If you do the math on that, you have an entire draft class, because you still have a second, you still have a first, which you're going to select the quarterback with, and you still have a third, you still have a fourth, fifth, and sixth and seventh. Now, apparently, this is a little tidbit here. Now, I didn't watch the press conference. I was busy mostly yesterday, but apparently Bobby Skinner said that Joe Shane was talking about picks as currency. So that tells you maybe they do want to trade up for a QB. But my main argument behind this whole trade-up stuff is, if they like their guy, go get their guy. It's better than the alternative. Am I going to say here, and someone said, what if they asked you for Andrew Thomas? I would not want to give up Andrew Thomas in a trade. I wouldn't do it. But if you're asking for a role player, and again, or at least a solid player on the team compared with all the picks that I kind of just mentioned, you go and get your guy. It's going to take 1 to 2 years anyway. And, it seems like we're stuck in this mentality because we've been so bad for so many friggin' years that, every other organization can rebuild in 1 to 2 years, but we can't. I mean, the Texans, right, with CJ Stroud. I mean, I know he obviously is of worldly tier at quarterback, but they still had some pieces left over from Lovie Smith and David Culley. And also, I want to add on to Coach Ed's point, and it's very possible that the Giants take some sort of regression next year. Let's just say they draft a rookie quarterback. But here's the problem. This is just my personal opinion. If they do a 2-win season, I think that would be a fireable offense for Dable. Because guess what? You look at the talent on this team, it's 4-win minimum. It's 4-win minimum. That's because, it could be a lot of situations that go into it, right? A rookie quarterback gets injured, or this, that, and the other thing. Like, I just don't see. Okay, yeah, there could be a regression, but it tells you more about Dable than it does, the rookie quarterback. Now, it could tell you maybe you made a mistake on the quarterback. Obviously, you're not going to know that till 2-3 years down the line, but it just really points out, if you're really going from 9 wins to 5 wins, and then obviously put in a rookie quarterback, and the results are not going to be there right away.
6.
But, then again, let's just say, again, 2 wins, then that tells you more about Dable than the talent on this roster, which would be, in that situation, so unfortunate. And I'm going to include one more thing, and I'll shut up. And I know this is a moot point. I've obviously changed my opinion on this whole Wink stuff, but here's one thing that I'm pissed off to the beat media about. We obviously know that Wink cursed at Daves, and he was disrespectful. Okay, yeah, he acted like a child. But why is nobody actually getting to the bottom of the situation and talking about what actually started the feud in the middle of the season?
Which was what?
That's the question that I'm asking. Which was what? Again. Beat media,
Yes.
doesn't want to answer. Beat media doesn't want to answer that. But you know, whenever they find out that Wink was cursing at Dable, they're going to be behind his back.
It just feels like the whole scapegoat thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's scapegoat Wink. Let's scapegoat Bobby Johnson. You know what I'm saying? For the shit job that I did as a head coach. I mean, Brian Dable. And that's kind of what it feels like to me, because Brian Dable has not done a good job as a head coach this year. Okay, which way you want to slice it, you can make excuses to the damn moon. And that's another thing I'm sick of these fan bases. This fan base with is the damn excuses. You know, you got one side of the fan base that wants to think the quarterback is the problem, the only problem with the team, and then the other side of the fan base gets on my nerves just as bad with the offense. Oh God, Wink got fired because of the offensive line. Like, you guys are so you have to be rational and break this thing down. Yeah, it is a compound problem. There's no one part is more problem than the other part. It's a compound problem, but you put leaders in place for a reason. You hired Brian Dable as a coach for a reason. He's supposed to shoulder this responsibility and manage this team on the coaching level. Shane is managing it on the general manager level, and in unison they work together. Now, they together as a unit say, look, we want to move on from Wink Martindale, fine, but cut it out with the excuses. You know, just say you don't like the guy. You couldn't deal with him. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. You know, and if you couldn't deal with him, that makes me question why you hired him in the first place. You know what I mean? So that's another thing you have to talk about. So now that's another knot on Joe Shane and Brian Dable, because you brought this guy in. And I don't want to hear nothing about Mara, because remember, no, Mara is off hands. Remember that. That's what people told me. No, don't you question how dare you, NYG? Don't you talk about John Mara like that. Oh no, he ain't doing nothing wrong.
Hold on.
That's
Hold
all
on. Let
I'm
me just say
saying.
one little quick thing, NYG, then you continue. It's not at you, it's in general. You can't be the fan, the half or more than half. I think it's more than half of the fan base that completely believes in Daniel Jones. You can't say you believe in Daniel Jones, but then you lose your best tackle for 8 weeks, and then you lose your starting quarterback, and then it's all Dabo's fucked up because he lost pretty much almost everything he has on offense outside of Barkley. And oh, by the way, Waller was never healthy this year. Another what was supposed to be a big weapon for them. So I'm kind of defending Dable on this, as you see. I'm playing devil's advocate.
That's fine.
Am I right?
To a degree, yeah. But here's my pushback. We every season go into a season as New York Giants fans, and I've been a fan for a very long time, as you know. It's always the injuries, bro. Every fucking year, we have injury problems. At some point, you got to get over that shit. I'm sorry. You got to get over it. This guy was the coach of the year the previous year, in part of the fact because he knew how to deal with some of the circumstances that were plaguing the New York Giants. You know what I'm saying? He worked through the bad offensive line last year. He worked through talent deficiencies. You know, coached up Jones, coached up this offense, you know, got the most out of Saquon Barkley, so on and so forth. Now, this year, now we want to say, well, he couldn't do the job because of injuries, as if we didn't have injuries last year. So at some point, I'm going to stop letting that be an excuse for this team. Yeah, you quarterback got hurt, but people think he's a piece of crap anyway. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, your offensive lineman got hurt, but people think the offensive line is dirt anyway. You know, we've seen this Giants team work and put up points with Matt Pert and freaking Ben Bredesen playing center against the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? So you at some point, yes, the offensive line is a problem, but I'm going to caution fans from throwing that argument out at every single thing when people are talking about the quarterback, when people are talking about the defense and the defensive problems on the coach. Quit quit giving me that offensive line argument. Like that shit is I'm getting tired of it, to be honest with you. Yes, we know the offensive line is ass. I fucking get it. But damn, at some point it can't just be the offensive line. Other shit has to work together on this team. Go ahead, Alice. I'm done, man.
No, I mean, NYG rings the bell so much. And I mean, my number one point is now my brother uses this a lot because he's a Jets fan and they're a bunch of losers, but also at the same time, I mean, the Browns started what, 4 different quarterbacks? They're a playoff team. The NFC was wide open. Remember, we were in it. How many games were the Giants in it and they lost because of Dable's coaching decisions? The Jets,
Facts.
Buffalo,
right? Buffalo's another one. That was
Philadelphia on Christmas.
Philadelphia on Christmas. Yeah, you kind of could put that in the conversation. I mean, there was that 4th down play call, and just
the
like
Rams, definitely
the Rams. Oh yeah, I mean,
there's at least 4 games that Giants could have won, and they screwed it up.
And listen, look, the whole thing is you're going to have those games every single season with every single coach, the what ifs, ands, and all that sort of stuff. But also another thing to question Dable about is, I mean, you know, his side of the ball has never been good, right? Whether you want to blame it on quarterback or all these other different issues that the Giants have, his side of the ball has never been good. The offense, it was average in 2022, maybe even slightly below average. It was worse than you look at NFL like stat rankings, and I know this doesn't tell all the picture, but hey, listen, guess what? You know, we rank worse than the Jets in total yards. We rank worse than the Patriots in total yards. I mean, how sad is that?
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I mean, and then also you elected, you know, to go with Tommy DeVito. You wanted your little run. You caved to the fan base, but in the end, Tyrod Taylor, quote unquote, was the better quarterback. I mean, Tommy DeVito. You know, and again, I will say this. Most of those wins were because of the defense. Going to be completely honest with you. Most of those wins were because of the defense. The offense had its part sometimes, but never consistent. We always go back to the first game against Philly. If Tyrod Taylor starts the beginning of that game, we win. I'm telling you right now, we win that game. That's what I'm talking about with these coaching decisions. So I know everybody is on the, you know, fuck Wink train, and that's fine. But if you're going to sit here and not have questions about Brian Dable going into next year, I don't know. And that's why I said, look, they have to sell me on a vision. I know obviously some want to trade up, some don't want to trade up for a quarterback. That's fine. That's a totally different argument. But you have to sell me on a vision to actually go to this. Like, you have to give fans a reason why to go to the stadium.
What's the plan? Right.
What's the plan? Like, to me, and this is, I don't give a shit, like, if it was Tyrod Taylor or it was Daniel Jones or whoever, right? If your plan is running it back with Daniel Jones and hoping the defense is better with a new defensive coordinator, if that's your plan, it's a pretty piss poor plan, my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, it is a piss poor plan. I mean,
spot on.
When you look at what Wink had to work with after the team lost 8 of its first 10, sure, they would win 4 of their final 7. The problem is, by that point, Wink was doing what he could to try to limit damage control because of how crappy the O-line, the offensive scheming was. Whether it was Kafka being confident with the stagnation of the playbook, Johnson circumventing and sabotaging and regressing the linesmen, or both. Problem for me was with the offense is that Dable didn't rip the playbook out of Kafka's hands sooner than he did.
And again, that's on Brian Dable. So again, you know, whether you point to whether you talking about the defense and you know, people were talking about the defense in the beginning of the season, and you know, people talk about the offense and how the offense been underperforming. Look, at the end of the day, Dable's the head coach. He is in charge of the football team, not just the offense, not just the defense, not just special teams, the football team. Now, if you want to give an evaluation, the side of the ball that performed was the defensive side of the ball, you know. But now you know, whatever have you, okay, you got some issues with that coach. But what do you have an answer for your fuck ups and your side of the ball? You know, we just gonna scapegoat Bobby Johnson and say, hey, it's his fault. I'm not okay with that. You know, because this play calling was ass at times. I mean, garbage and critical situations. You know, you're talking about 4th-and-1 plays. You talking about on the goal line. You know, just mistakes and just head scratching play calling. You know, all season long. Gotta point the finger at the head coach. Now, to move this thing forward, Brian Dable, whatever he wants to do as far as this offense is concerned, I need to see him calling plays next year. Cause I don't want no more of this excuse making shit. I really don't. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of people blaming the offensive line. I'm tired of people blaming the quarterback. When we seeing teams get it done with worse offensive lines, we seeing teams get it done with worse quarterback play. Like, let's get real. You know, the Giants made it work last season, you know, with arguably worse talent on the offensive line, if you want to say that.
NYJ, may I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Because you said you're tired of the excuses. Does Dable make excuses? Is it Dable that's making an excuse that you're tired of, or the fan base?
Maybe
Well,
both.
I don't get to talk to Brian Dable, so I mean, that's you
No,
know what I'm saying. So yeah,
that's the point. You're
I don't
tired
get
of
to ask him the questions that I can only talk to the fan base. So yeah.
so you're tired of the fan base making excuses. So why are you letting it bother you? Fans are fans. Fans are fickle. Every last one
Oh,
of
it
us are
ain't bothering
fickle.
me. I'm just saying
But you said
it's
you're tired of the fan. You're tired of the
yeah,
excuse. So
it's
it's bothering you.
is what we do as content creators. We put out content and we tell y'all what's up, and I give you my opinion, and my unpopular opinion is this fucking fan base or whoever gets on my damn nerves with these damn excuses. That's my
That's different.
opinion.
Okay,
If
that's different. That's different. Okay.
Right. Is it right? Is it wrong? No, that's not up to me to judge. You know, it's up to these coaches, and I get it. Let's let the coaches do what they do. Let's let them work things out. Let's be patient and all that. And if we did all that, guess what? We wouldn't be sitting up here creating a show called Unpopular Opinion Sports, Heart of the City, giving you my coach, Ms. Alex's, Mets, and Raphael's opinions.
Damn,
So
Kate Parker.
that's what we do.
She is.
But I understand. I
You want
understand. Yeah.
You want to
No,
know something real
it's
quick?
just-
Just my little quick opinion.
Go ahead,
Coach,
Miz,
sorry,
and then
No,
Alex.
go ahead, Miss. Go ahead.
I might be wrong. I'm just going to throw this out there. I think that even if there was a little tiny bit of a split between them, it wasn't that serious until I think when the Giants traded Leo Williams, Wink took that shit real personal.
It could be.
Could be.
I
Yeah.
believe that.
That's a good point.
It was a schism point.
That's it.
Yes. That's a good point. Go ahead,
That's
Alex.
a very good point.
No,
Yeah,
I
go-
mean that could be something that beat reporters are not telling us. And I forgot the other point I was going to make, but kind of going off Coach Ed's point, it is true that the fan base. Here's the problem though with that. It's kind of like the way our beat media. Maybe it's not the beat media. Maybe it's actually the coach, right? Because NYG was talking about the offensive line, where we're tired of the excuses and all that other stuff. Here's the thing where NYG kind of has a right to be angry. And it may not be directly the fan base. It's the fan base trying to come up with answers to why this team ain't doing goddamn shit. That's just going to be what it is, right? Sometime after a while, it's going to get really, really tiring to hear Brian Dable come out and say every week, "Yeah, it's on me." Yeah, that's great. You're taking accountability, but it doesn't translate to the field, especially when your players are doing this stuff. And may I say this, and I'll pop off because I got to do some stuff. I mean, Drew Wilkins, apparently the beat media says he had this, the ego size of the skyscrapers in New York City, right? Can I ask y'all something? And I made a video on this. What did the Giants do to address the backup edge rusher position?
Not a damn thing.
Thank you. Thank
Bought
you.
him
We knew
Boogie freaking Basham.
we
and
knew
Jahad
Aziz
Ward.
was injury prone. We knew Jahad Ward couldn't do much rushing the passer, but they wanted to get their guy Boogie Ass Basham from the Buffalo Bills, thinking it would work as an experiment rather than get some of the guys in free agency. But no, we're gonna blame that all on them. But that's enough. I mean, again, Wink's gone. It is what it is. But
Well,
Boogie X.
let me ask this because everyone says he's gone, and I keep hearing that he never turned in his resignation. So technically,
still
he's
under
still
contract.
he's still technically under contract.
so he can come back and say, I'm ready to come back to work." So
Man,
that's
Wink
why
trying to go to the Eagles
no,
or the Commanders so he can stick it to the Giants.
he
And
can't.
the Giants are
He's
like,
under
hell
contract.
no,
Because he's
you ain't.
Yeah,
Minnesota, Florida.
He
he's under
wants
contract.
yeah, coach
Go
coach
ahead,
is
go
right. He wants to be paid and he wants to quit at the same time. You can't have
Mhm.
both because
Yeah.
the Giants, if he resigns, if he quits, he doesn't get paid. But also the Giants, if they want to fire him or whatever the case may be, they can also trade him. Let's be real. They can trade. They
Yes.
own his rights.
Yes,
Yeah.
So you could
exactly.
trade him to Eagles for a draft asset or trade him to another team for a draft asset. I mean, it would take a long time, but this is how it's going to end, unfortunately. But
No, I agree with you, and that's my whole point. It's like, we keep saying he's gone. I'm like, well, I mean, technically, I get what everyone's saying, but he's under contract. So if this
yeah,
dude says, you know what, I'm sorry, let me come back to work, then we went all crazy for nothing.
yeah, no,
So, and I'm only
Yeah.
saying that because I heard no confirmation. I heard he never turned in his resignation
yeah,
papers. So, and that's the thing. If he never did, then he's under contract, and there's not a damn thing he can do unless the Giants, like you said, Alex, they want to trade him, and I'm saying, or he wants to come back to work, or guess what? He sits his ass at home, and you collect your paycheck, and you don't go coach anywhere else until your contract is done.
right, exactly. But appreciate y'all having me on. It's always a fun debate with y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon.
Always
All
blessings, man.
right,
I
man.
love having you on,
Anytime,
Cap.
man.
Peace
Appreciate
out.
you, Alex.
And by the way, if I know Carolina's interviewing Brown, if Brown gets signed, we get a 2 and a 3.
Oh yeah, Brandon Brown. Yeah, he's interviewing with Carolina and
Yeah,
what was the other
We
team?
get a 2 and a 3.
that's what I'm saying. Yo, I would call Carolina right now and say, yo, this is what we do. You sign him, I'll throw you our 5. Let's make a
Yeah,
deal.
he's interviewing with damn, what was the teams? It was
Yo, we
Carolina
get a 2 and
and
a 3, man. You know
For
what
what?
that is?
For what?
for
If the Giants,
Brandon Brown. If they sign Brandon
Carolina
Brown,
signs Brandon Brown, they're interviewing him right now this week. We get a 2 and a 3 if we lose him.
Is this a compensation pick or it's Carolina's pick?
No, it's the league. The league rewards you with a 2 and a 3.
So it's
yeah,
So it'd
compensation.
be
Okay,
next year.
okay.
So it'd be next year.
It's a compensation.
yeah,
Okay,
it's a compensation pick.
okay. I got you. I got you now. All right, all
Yo,
right.
that's pretty good, right?
But that's good because if we trade back and don't get the QB this year, we'll have 2 number ones next year, 2 2s and 2 3s if that was to play out that way.
The Chargers have also requested an interview
Okay.
from Brandon Brown. So it's the Panthers and the Chargers requesting
Okay.
interviews for Brandon Brown.
Not to
I'll be
sound,
Would it
not.
shock me if
Mm.
not to
Martindale
be a
went
jerk,
to
but
the third? It
I'll
wouldn't.
take that 2 and a 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
Because let's
yeah.
face it, Carolina needs a lot of work.
Ooh,
Who
excuse me.
cares? What do I care if Carolina needs a lot of work? I don't give 2 shits. Give me the 2 and 3. Take him.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, I heard
We
about
need
the job
talent.
openings.
We need talent. Man.
Shit, we need a lot of work. Mets, what you talking about?
Well, I thought I heard something about a coaching job opening.
Fired. He says, Jacob says, can we fill his position without him being fully fired? Coach, do you know?
Nah.
Shit, I don't know. I don't think
Yeah,
so because then he could
if he's
file a
not
lawsuit.
if he's not coming back to work, and they tell him that, well, sit at home, he's under contract. Of course, you're going to fill the position with another DC. yes, you're paying for 2 DCs, but what I'm saying is he can't go anywhere else because he's under contract.
It's basically
So
holding him hostage.
Yeah, but that
hey,
won't happen, and I'll tell you why that won't
No, it
happen
won't. It
because
won't. You'll trade
once
him.
it gets that far, Mara's gonna call the guy. He's not gonna disrespect Mara. So
No, but what will end up happening is he'll get traded and you'll get some type of a compensation for
yeah,
him.
if he wants to go to a certain team, and I think that's probably what the Giants are saying. The Giants are probably like, look, you don't want to be here, fine, but motherfucker, you ain't. Excuse my language, but you ain't going to Philly or
Or
goddamn
Washington.
Dallas. I
that's
ain't
what I
having
Exactly.
said.
that.
Philly.
You know what I'm
I heard
saying?
Philly
But
or Jacksonville.
yeah, I know he want to go to Philly. I know good and goddamn well because their our
Yeah.
defensive coordinator stinks. You know, and he wants to go somewhere where he can probably win a championship, and that's probably the closest team.
Jacksonville will
You
probably
know,
be rough for
I
him.
yeah, I
Well,
think Dallas. You know, they
Ryan
got Dan
Fournier
Quinn, so
is it
I
Philly?
don't. So
Patricia.
it would probably be
I don't,
Philadelphia.
I don't think
You know,
Philly's personnel fits his scheme though. But that's me. That's
uh,
me. That's another story. The
yeah,
front line and everything, yes, but the back end
the
with
defense, the back end,
the
yeah. But
DBs
you
and the
know, they got
cornerback.
draft picks and stuff
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
I know,
So
I know. You still get it, but I'm just
you know
right
how
now.
Philly is. They'll spend the money to go out and get players and make trades and be aggressive. You know what I'm saying?
You can't. You also can't. You want a guy to go. You don't want him here no more. But you also want to control where his future is. That's not. That's not right.
It
Yes, it
ain't
is,
right.
Miz.
But
That's
is
the
it right
contract.
for him to
No,
quit
no,
on the
no, no, no,
team?
no. That's
Yeah.
the contract.
No,
I
I
mean, you
know.
do
You
that
know
with
that.
you do that with players. You do it with
No,
players.
I
There's the
guess
contract.
contract wise, you're right. I guess morally, I'm looking at him a little more
Look,
Then why?
moral.
Miz,
How
if
can you
he's
say that and then players? It's not okay with players where you can
if
trade
he's
players
being
wherever you want.
if he's being an asshole like people are saying he is, you know, talking about he cursing out Dable and all this. Yeah, I'm gonna be an asshole too and be like, no, bro, you ain't, you're not going to Philly.
Exactly.
I'm a whole yeah. You want to get you? I trade you to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I do him like they did OBJ. Hey, yeah, well, you going to the Cardinals? I'm gonna trade you to the worst possible team. And because if that's the case, if he's really this asshole like people were saying, then what would behoove the
Right.
Giants to
No,
do
you're
him a
right.
favor? You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do you no favors,
Exactly.
bro.
No,
Exactly.
I'm
And that's
telling
what I'm
Jacob,
Get the hell
he's
out of
right.
here.
Jacob's right. But it's like, you see what I mean, bro? You see what we have turned into, bro? You see what's going on here, bro? We have become a fucking circus, man. This is
Yes.
the New York
It is.
Football Giants, bro. We just the season just ended and we went straight into a fucking carnival. This is what I
Bing-
mean, man.
Yeah,
Bingo.
we can't even celebrate this 27-10 victory over the Philadelphia Eagles that I wanted to so much rub in Eagles fans' face, but I'm too busy arguing with my own fan base about the fucking coaches. So,
Mhm.
yeah, you're right. This has become a circus. You know, that's why it's hard sometimes to talk Giants. But
Disgusting. It's
Become a
embarrassing.
mid
But
card.
hey,
We become a mid card comedy act in professional wrestling.
yeah,
Nah, bro. We become the Jets, man. Let's just be honest. Let's say it.
At least the
things
Jets have a set
things
direction
happen
at the
in the
moment.
You
Dallas
become the
game.
Jets and you become the Browns, only the Browns are not the Browns anymore. The Browns
Yeah, that
became us.
Yeah, that Dallas game destroyed this team. Obviously,
First one, anyway.
yeah. It says Bobby's talking Giants put a video out about things that happen in Dallas. I've been telling you there's some funky things going on with this team. I've been saying it all season. You know, shout out to Bobby Skinner and talking Giants, but I've been saying this shit all season long, and nobody's been hearing me. Everybody's dismissed my opinions and all
You
this
talk about the
shit.
Dallas game, NYG?
I've been saying, bro, this
Well, when the
thing,
Giants got blown out in the
the
second game?
Giants, yeah, the Giants, they pretty
So
much
I was
started
gonna
to
say
punt
real
on this
quick, I was
season
gonna say
after that
that.
Dallas game. Yeah.
And that game came right after they traded Leo by about 4 or 5 days. There's a
I'm talking
connection there.
about the first Dallas game.
Oh, you talk about the
Yeah.
first game? Okay, yeah. We never
Yeah.
recovered from that game.
That's when they got punched in the mouth, and they started to look at this team different. And then they got, down real big in Arizona. They didn't want that embarrassment, so Dable snatched the play calling apparently, and Daniel Jones willed us to the yes. It was Daniel Jones willing us to the win. Him and the rest of the team. But I felt like that Dallas game was when the Giants realized that they weren't on that level quite yet, and
And then we saw what
this
happened.
team hasn't looked the
close to that
same
level.
since. It hasn't looked the same. You know what I mean? But all right, man. I'm done with the New York Giants for
That was our
tonight.
offense that stunk up the field, not our defense, which is why this shit still don't make sense. But I digress.
No, it don't. It don't make sense. But hey, apparently, we'll move on. And Wink wasn't that good to begin with. That's what I was told. I'm being told now. So we shall see. Not a whole lot of news on the Yankees in the baseball front. I will just say that the
Can I just say
Yankees
one
are
more thing,
still.
NYG, about the Giants before you move on to baseball?
Go ahead, because
My
we're gonna
own
do that, and then
opinion,
we're gonna
man.
do.
My own opinion. And you ain't probably no one's gonna go for this, but that people have been talking about it. Yo, if New England lets go of Belichick, I'll say goodbye to Dabo tomorrow morning, my man. Later. I'm
So would
going to the GOAT, baby.
so would Mara.
Good.
That's
And
a
I'll
straight
praise
mirror
him.
move.
And
And that's a straight death trap. We've already
I would,
seen
I
how
would,
that
I would
backfired.
actually bring in Mike Vrabel over Bill Belichick.
He's
But
going to be
call
the
me
Patriots
crazy.
coach, they're saying. There's reports right now.
Mike Vrabel's a damn good coach. Tennessee's a fucking fool for letting him walk, but whatever.
They were racked with injuries the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And if Vrabel go to the Patriots, you know that Henry's going to the Patriots, even though he's getting older.
But
That's what I'm
Belichick
saying.
ain't coming to New York because he would want the same thing he has over
Yeah,
there, GM and
he
head
ain't
coach.
coming here.
And they ain't doing that.
Yeah, Washington will do it. Vegas will do it.
Atlanta,
But
too, I heard. Atlanta
yeah,
owner wants to give Belichick everything to come there.
but the Chargers will do it. But I don't see the Giants or anybody like that doing it.
Let me just say this
Dallas
about the
ain't
Ravens.
doing it either. I heard them rumors.
I'm gonna
Jerry
say
Jones
this.
ain't giving that up.
If I'm the Raiders, don't do that. Antonio Pierce has really set the bar in building that team back up as far as I'm concerned.
I agree.
Keep Belichick out of Las Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, don't they get tired of hiring these New England coaches over there in Vegas? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Well, the one thing with Vegas is this. I agree.
McDaniels.
Pierce deserves the job, but if they can get Harbaugh because he wants to come back now to the NFL, they're gonna have to take him.
How strong is those rumors?
And I
We're
would
gonna get into
gladly
coaching. We're gonna get into coach's corner here.
Nah, we good. We good
soon.
tonight. I don't have anything.
I would
no.
gladly take Antonio Pierce as our defensive coordinator, and if it doesn't work out with Dable, slide Pierce in the head coach and let him build the staff.
Yeah, or Lou, even better. You slide Pierce into the linebacker crew with the other two linebackers, and you let him still play some football.
Here's the thing with Pierce.
He'd probably still be better than O'Shane. He'd probably still be better than Lorenzo Carter and Jihad Ward and all them boys.
But they ain't on the roster no more, man. We got Bobby O, All Pro, and Micah McFadden, who is very
Nah, I know. I'm
very
saying
decent.
he's probably still better than all them boys we just let go of.
Yeah, and Simmons, man. I want to see them work well. I don't know now because Wink ain't gonna be here. I thought he was a perfect fit for Wink's defense, but they'll probably let him go now. So we'll see, man. But look, man, this thing with the Giants, man. We just gotta. We're gonna be moving forward here. We're gonna be coming up with some solutions on Giants Conversations Sunday, 11:45. Still gonna be doing that show throughout the playoffs, up into the Super Bowl, and then probably after the Super Bowl, we'll tail off a little bit, maybe go every other week or every 2 weeks or something, every 3 weeks or something like that. Because I don't want to do a show every week full of mock drafts. I'm not gonna do that. Waste my time, waste you guys' time. So, but news will be trickling in, and once the news pops, I'll pop on the podcast. But
Yes, we're
coach,
definitely calling playoff games.
yeah, playoffs is on the playoffs is on deck for sure. That's what I'm saying. We still gonna give you Giants conversations at 11:45 on Sunday. But what I'm gonna be doing in those shows is we're gonna be building a team. We're gonna be going through building the team. We already went through some cuts. Last Sunday we went through some of the free agents, who we gonna keep, who we gonna cut. So next week we're gonna do some restructures, and look at some people that we may want to extend on the roster or possibly release. Look forward to that. And coach, no coach's corner, huh? You want to
He
talk
always
about the
says,
national
he
championship
always
game?
says God bless you when I cough. When I finally sneeze, nothing.
I just said, God bless you.
He did. Yeah, you didn't hear him. I was talking.
Yo,
So.
I want to go to sleep, guys, but this was good. Thanks, NYG.
Good night, man.
Absolutely, man. Good night,
I'm
man.
tired. I'll see you guys this weekend.
For sure.
We can
But
talk
yeah,
about the championship. That's perfectly fine. Because I streamed it yesterday. It's just I'll talk to you offline about why I couldn't do anything
No.
today.
I'm glad you brought that up. I got a question about that.
Yeah.
Stop zooming.
Yeah. What's your question, Lou?
Okay. Sorry, I just scarfed down 4 chili dogs. But
oh my goodness. Oof.
Oh, like,
after the display yesterday
mm-hmm.
of a one Michael Penix,
Mm-hmm.
do you think he will now be available in the second round of the draft?
No. No. I still think he's going in the first round. I mean, you're not going to drop him just based off of one game per se. Michigan's defense has been elite all season. It's just been that good, and they play an NFL caliber type of defense, which most college kids do not see. So, and even Michael Penix, for all his greatness, was confused and was off. And Michigan later in the game, they got physical with him, and it started taking its toll. So, but no, I still believe he's a first round. Now, if you want to say maybe he's not in the top 5, okay, but I still think he's probably in the top 15, maybe 20.
So if we trade back from 6 to like 12, you think we can still get him at 12?
There's the possibility, yes. Now, I've been a strong proponent. I've been a strong proponent. I believe that's the right way to go for the Giants to trade back.
Trade back. Me
But
too.
but again, it takes two. I mean, now if nobody wants to trade with you, then there's nothing you can do. So
Plenty of people gonna want that number 6 pick. Believe it.
no,
The
that,
problem you have with that is you gotta understand that you have the Arizona Cardinals who may be looking to trade back because they're sticking with Kyler Murray. The Chargers who are looking to trade back because they're sticking with Justin Herbert. So and then I still don't believe that. I'm still not sold that the Patriots are taking a quarterback. Because if they bring back Bill Belichick, we don't know what's going on with Bill Belichick. If they bring back Bill Belichick, I would not, to me, be outside of the realm of possibility that they would trade down and trade out of that pick.
no, but there's also the other factor, NYG. Teams looking for tackles may also move up because remember the two positions most teams will trade up for: quarterback and offensive tackle.
Quarterback, that's true. That's true.
So to what Lou was saying about trading back, yes. Now in the end, it's still, can they get a trade that they like, and is there anyone who wants to trade with us? So you can trade back to 10, 11, 12. Okay.
The reason I'm saying is because the Bears have the first pick
Mm-hmm.
and the
They got
10th pick.
1 and 9.
No, 9. You just have 10.
Okay.
1 and
So
9.
if we were to move back from 6 to 9 in a trade with the Bears, so they can go and get 2 of the top 10 players, I'm pretty sure they'd be willing to pay a nice first round pick next year, a good second, maybe a third this year or something. You know, we can get a lot out of just them 3 spots if they're really gunning to get 2 out of the top 10.
Well, see,
I
the only
think
thing
I
is
think your
there.
trade partner target should be Atlanta. I think if you
They're
can
picking
convince
8, right?
Atlanta to jump Tennessee for maybe maybe an offensive lineman or even maybe a quarterback. Um, yeah, I think that's what you're looking at right now.
Where they
Because
picking?
they're picking 8, so you move back from
2
6 to
spots.
8, 2 spots. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's a good move. I still want the Giants to try to stay in that top 10 range. Like we need a difference maker,
Yeah, well,
difference
I said
making
move
talent.
back to 9. You said move back to 8. Wasn't a huge difference.
No, not difference. I'm just saying the Bears already have a top
They
two
have two
top 10 picks. I don't
picks.
see them
So
trading up. Yeah, and why would they trade up? They can trade back and get more picks. They already got 2 of them. So I think that I was just saying as far as the trade partner, I think you would try
Because
to
if
work
they're
with
trying to
Atlanta.
get a running back and a wide receiver,
They could stay
or
where they at and get that.
there's no
Really.
running back. There's no running back that I
Yeah, they
can
not
see in
gonna.
the top 10. No
It,
running.
they would probably target a lineman or help for Justin Fields or whatever quarterback they're gonna get.
okay,
So
you know what? Question. I'm glad we went that way. Who's the best cornerback in this draft class? DB.
McKinstry from Alabama. What do you think, Coach?
Yeah, Kool Aid. It's probably Kool Aid.
Yeah, Kool-Aid McKinstry from Bama.
Do any of the teams picking in the top 5 need a cornerback?
Shit, I think they all do. To be honest with you, but I don't know if they're gonna take one or not. The Chargers, they could use some help. Arizona, I'm pretty sure. Um, New
So
England,
you think the Cardinals are getting a quarterback?
nah. I think they're gonna go wide receiver. I think they're probably gonna try to get Marvin Harrison Jr. if he don't go 1 or 2.
I think for us, I mean, I think we had to draft a quarterback to compete with AOC. I mean, one of my personal preference, they need to bring like a rookie quarterback no matter the round to compete with AOC because he's not guaranteed starting role and he needs to be pushed and compete to the 2024 training camp. I mean, AOC is a rookie with experience now, but they should continue with the ball game instead of starting with a green quarterback. And I'm just getting like that we need to work with we have and not waste good. I mean, they just might make like expectations. We gotta draft a new quarterback just like a rookie or a veteran. So that's good opinion for the 2024 off season.
You about to
Yeah.
lose
So
your coach to
Mister
us, Ralph.
Mister Raiders fan,
Yep.
question for you. Y'all gonna keep Antonio Pierce or not?
No, they about to lose him to us. He about to be our new defensive coordinator.
Let him answer.
No, hold it. Between Antonio Pierce, I mean, this is gonna be like they're gonna stay for one more season. I
Once
mean,
a giant, always a giant. He don't care about no Raiders.
Lou, USU.
I know, because
I
he
know
was
he's a
like,
Raiders fan. I'm just talking junk because Antonio Pierce is a
Oh,
Raiders fan.
all right. I didn't know if you know. Okay, all right. I'm sorry.
yeah, I know he's a New York Giant because he just won for the Super Bowl, but he embraced the Oakland football. I mean, there's a lot of competition to bring Jim Harbaugh or Antonio Pierce, but I will keep stay Antonio Pierce for at least one more season because he had embraced the whole Raiders football. And there's one thing that we just agree about for the Raiders players: discipline, because before that we don't have discipline with Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler, but we just had Antonio Pierce and Champ Kelly. That's what we needed to more discipline, more aggressive, and of course more Raiders passion in football, because that thing, that energy, it doesn't happen since 20 years ago. And right now we had to stay focused for the new head coach. I know that Jim Harbaugh is very good, but I think they're not gonna waste the money to a big name coach. But I think Antonio Pierce is gonna stay for one more season for the Raiders. And I know that he's a former New York Giant, a linebacker who won the Super Bowl. I mean, why not? Because he just embraced the whole football, and he needs to understand about to be like a head coach. So I would stay one more season for Antonio Pierce. Let it know.
The problem is the
Uh huh.
Raiders have a very long, extensive history of being stupid. So
Okay.
you can pretty much guarantee that they're going to let him go and try to get Harbaugh. And wherever
Mm.
he goes, even if it ain't to the Giants, wherever he goes, he's going to instantly make that defense an impact on the team.
I mean, I'm gonna agree with Lou on this. The Raiders have been pretty dense since their last Super Bowl in what was it, 80 or 82?
That was in the 80s, because the last
1983.
appearance it was in
They
the
went
Super
for
Bowl
Mitch Gannon.
2003, where we just lost
19
against Tampa
The
Bay
Rich
Buccaneers.
Gannon, yeah.
No,
I meant when they
1983 is
last
their
won the
last
Super
win.
Bowl, Raph.
The win, yeah.
1983 Marcus Allen versus the
Yeah,
Washington.
exactly.
Yeah, their last appearance though was in
02, 03, I know.
yeah, the Gannon Super Bowl. But but yeah, good
Brutal
stuff,
Bowl.
man. Um for just real quick with Antonio Pierce, I wish him the best. Like I said, selfishly, I want him to be the New York Giants defensive coordinator, but as a person, as a man, I want to see him progress his career and become a head coach, man. So I hopefully he will stay with the Raiders, do his thing over there, man, and go on to do great things. As a coach, man. But if
Yeah,
not, if it takes him coming here and establishing his roots as a DC and then going on to be a head coach, hey, what a better story? What a better story, bringing back our old captain to come back, man, and
yeah,
coach up this
exactly,
defense. So
exactly. I
I
mean,
definitely
the last
appreciate
thing,
that.
yeah, I mean, the last thing before hop off, because right now we just improve about the whole defense. I mean, we just got great weapons like Robert Spillane, Max Crosby, also Devontae Adams, AOC. I mean, we just improved about for the defense, because under the new era, Antonio Pierce as
Why you
interim
keep
head
saying
coach,
AOC?
AOC, which means
Aiden
Aiden
O'Connell.
Aiden
O'Connell.
O'Connell.
Okay,
It's
well, say
just
his name because you're confusing me with that damn Mexican lawyer girl.
Now, the AOC of football is Aiden O'Connor. The AOC is the Alessandra Ocasio Cortez. So there's like two AOCs.
The
Yeah,
latter AOC is a grade A nutcase.
yeah. But I just wanted to tell you,
Every time
because
you
we
say
just
those
improved a
initials, I
lot of from the
cringe.
defense.
So just say O'Connell, please, because every time you say those
O'Connell.
initials, I
O'Connell.
cringe.
Yeah, just say O'Connell. hmm But anyways, I mean, this whole thing, I mean, we just improved a lot, because the last season, the defense, the online, it really sucks. But we just had to like improve a lot of this one. And I just wanted to say it because the next season is gonna be like really important. But in between of the defense and the offline, I mean, there's gonna be like a huge, and there's like a move to peace and everything. I mean, it's gonna be happening this one. And I just wanted to appreciate it to everybody else at the Big Blue crew. Salute to the coach Ed, who had an amazing job with along with Mitch between the Michigan versus Washington. I was watching the national championship, and I gotta be honest. The Michigan defense, they had a great year because they are undefeated. I'll salute to everybody else, Coach Ed, Mets, Mr. Snarf, the Big Brother Lou, A1G22, Unpopular Opinion Sports. This is El Capitan Ralph. And I will say you this. Good night, everyone. And of
Have a good night,
course,
Ralph.
have a great week for the football fans. And, well, love it or hate it, you cannot stop this. So, salute to everybody else. Salute.
all right. Peace, man. Appreciate you coming through. Go hit up Raphael. Mr. El Capitan.
Roby boy.
Someone's going the Yogi route.
Resident Raiders fan. Also a supporter of the Big Blue Crew, man. So shout out to Ralph, man. Always in the chats, always
Yeah, Ralph was supporting for a long time.
coming through, man. You know what I'm saying, for us. So appreciate him. And go sub up to Ralph. Ralph does some good content though, man. Don't sleep on him, man. He's a lot more knowledgeable than he leads on sometimes. But all right, man. Any last words since Coach doesn't have Coach's Corner? Not much here.
Y'all tune in tomorrow. We will be dropping the premiere for the Our Way podcast to talk about the Michael Penix situation.
Okay. Definitely gonna be looking out for that. Mr. Michael Penix.
Well, it's gonna be me, you, and Pat at some point tomorrow. We'll get together and pre-record it and then premiere it later on that night.
Okay. Bet.
Oh, yeah, 5 o'clock. Well, I got some on Friday.
Nets.
Nothing.
Still work over there.
Yeah, I'm awake.
All right. Any last words? We're gonna wrap it up here. Pause.
Just this. I don't care what the Giants do in 24, but at this point, Gable and Shane's heads are under the gun next season. Get it right, or you two pay the price next season.
I don't think so much Shane is under the gun. I think it's more so Dable. Shane hasn't really done anything questionable, really. Other than
Dable's
not
definitely
the edge
under.
rusher.
Yeah,
Other than not addressing the backup edge rusher, yeah.
Dable's definitely gonna be under the gun. Like,
So yeah, Gable, get it right next year, or you're paying the price.
all right. Words from Snarf. Better get it together, Dable, or we're gonna send Snarf to your
He's gonna
crib.
send the Eye of Thundera at you.
Give me the Sword of Omens, and I'll do it.
All right, man. Coach, what you
Yeah.
got for me, man? What's good, man? What you got lined up?
Nothing much. Just
Over this
pick and roll tomorrow. That's about it. Nothing else.
pimp and roll.
Hit,
Oh, I need to be on that show.
hit and roll. Pod.
Oh,
Pick and roll, man.
So a
Basketball.
basketball podcast.
Big
I'm
pick
sorry.
and
I was
roll,
about to say,
yeah.
I'm with you on that one, Coach, all day.
Shout out to Pick and Roll Podcast. Mitch and Jeffrey actually started that podcast, so RIP Jeffrey T, man. Miss you, brother. But Coach, Mitch, Next Shift, and
Always Arizona and Rio.
Abels, and the guy from Houston, the Houston guy. I
Rios,
can't
yeah.
forget his name, but yeah. Dope show. Been on there a few times. You know, I always love talking basketball. One of my passions, my favorite sport, something that I played growing up as a kid. But you know,
So did I.
we
Oh,
try to
boy.
spread the love here on Heart of the City as much as we can. You know, so I know Leaf, what's good, man? See, I fell asleep. Yep, I'm asleep too. Sleep on these damn nets. Fast asleep on them because they haven't expired me at all. But we try to spread the love here, man. So coming up in the next few weeks here, we're gonna try to get more into college basketball. I do want to get more into college basketball. With March Madness, of course, you know, we're gonna be getting to that. NBA, of course. You know, we'll touch on the news and notes from the NFL concerning the Jets and Giants, you know, and any other thing of note that's relevant. But you know, a lot of the focus here is going to be moving forward. Is going to be more towards the basketball, you know, part of the show. So just a heads up there. But until next time, I'm gonna leave y'all with the Big Blue Crew trailer. Love this trailer, man. And shout out to Wells, Wells and Wells's wife for this. I remixed it, of course, but you know, it just shows you how we're together as one, as a unit, as a crew, Big Blue crew. But yeah, stop. Pause, please. I need a whistle for you. Give me a whistle. But appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. Until next time, man. We out of here, man. Peace.
When you hit on horns, know it's game time. And you know me and my bros on the same time. No brakes, green light. No brakes, I got the green light. When you hit on horns, know it's game time. And you know me and my bros on the same time. No brakes, green light. No brakes, I got the green. We gon' tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, yeah. We ain't going out, we ain't going into town, no. Money ain't the mission, no, we coming for the crown, yeah. Yeah, we coming for the crown. If we going out, then we going out loud, eh. Putting on the show, young man, take a bow, eh. Even under pressure, they ain't never had doubt. But if we gon' do it, gotta do it right now.